say 1 million santimu maza.
Yeah,
Santo do na no hye pa.
The Asante Semna
mona moyo man bapa no.
Oze
mona moyo man bapa no. So bu no ye kaso one Friday we kra o fa.
Oh yeah, boy, yeah, no cre.
Bu no join the boxer shorts kra be.
Oh yeah. We the idiom. Yeah,
Colors ne the
anoshi Asante Kala ne too much.
Efe.
And easy cry.
As on the year koroko jisi bi dem say na ya we Jesus na 10 kits bio.
And was never papa jisi na.
I just nam catch Steve so me bia man hu de ya say Steve fit discayo say dey.
Want me afa bia ma.
We have fama.
Yeah, same.
Steve man yeah.
Oh, Asante Kala ne dey no dey.
Aboketi dey oh to me 3,500 or so. Last year August.
Ebeto same ready.
August, September, October, November, December. December na mu din na January you go to your school fees. One of make can one answer for base 6 million.
I mean gay.
I don't know who be as Canada.
Ani. Ba won na yire nyon. Ni we feel fucking.
Okay ti dey.
What's that? Only problem.
E kwa je na to smu je ska mu nsie bi na mzika dey na wusie bi no. Sika dey na. Wusi ye nsie bi no. Hwe. Man for pressure me too bia so na and fine scared you won bia couple say I was so save you but who see na when sika na abedie
no ha
oh and you mo obi botum no de tususu who do dey see no abedie dey say
oh was that and dey anya fair who do obedi o ho a
Sharak Musa na me catch am say free from next week now to be mama 100 Ghana each ono about time
okay
te say dia mo move am for drop
no na wadi kan tempa
cause me see can I was say me see na mudi no
no me no ya adwen enja mo fa tira no mo si ayi ho
anu kwa be kontem mo say ubomu a
ala mi ke o si o fa
liberal about no mo kwa si ayi Roman hell no asane ase o ne say oh car crab kwa nwa ya bana so wadu kwa but I was say bant ma ya
nti ubeti ma nante the problem me no ya adwen pa
me da se pa couple
me say me no ya adwen just am be fa for next month e kode mantua o na
so pa hu awe na obeto ama na ne ma jim sika
no send a pop from
me akwa be say na bia car be fa me company car be
Wontumi
hey what's that
Kabo yonko
yeko ana 3p faso ye na no pe na ya no madro ya dro na ya benom na no na dia hoden e man na afia ti madi adwumadi ama wonso ani age e wa abonte ahoden ni wa e be de na afi wonso watimi ani age ati adwumadi no ana make catch so high blood pressure na asembia wa kese abesa so te obi a wotie na no pe ono so ne nan ne nsei e tire titiriti water complain so problem e no ana make am farmer say wina 3p ni bia no e be afa stroke e bon kaye se e be di peduam no eno so ahi e de afiri o me ka se nroi e wo adwaman so be bia to adro e wo man mu obenya bia to shanon so se glass bottle and wo mnitini akoko ana afa garlic e down your number ne 0248928824 na afa wo so wadin kom Alaska adaroma wo person de kroma ye dembe afa ye betwe design afa enuama koyi e de ama Alaska de we anuburu anu wono na ne wadam sronko ewo blanket sana afenia eno eye PVC floor tiles adia ye friend sem ne artificial grass ne green grass ne bi ho a quality utimi se utia so a eye moton kama enye dia asesere bia wo mo enso na the quality one anaba mi ka se wo mo atie me wadum no mo na ehu se ne opposite and the boss of building ho a ane ye wa ye die djuma na afi across so circle tiptoe le ho ane ye bo djuma ye biem anano pay 0554114878 na afia di adwuma e natural company limited o madaroma natural and fonum na de ade ba ko na aba ade aye kan wasem ayene se wutie me na no pay na o ye bema na odwonso a na bia kam o prostate o problem na ho odwonso na mu apan bie no odwonso a 5 minutes later obesa aka so obedwonso ni na no e proslav na etwa ni tiade amount and then na no pay wi a ye the true man capsules na amount say ne no no so na bema umpama gudie no weak erection premature ejaculation nyina no enyi emfru afa Congo ointment ana make am from ngade am say Congo ne de ano ahyepa Congo no se wona mani pa sensa bi and I say, Russia's and I have a training with a be now for you, so I'm crying over diaperia, over one side be a guomo, Fabi Faso, a best sitting in every 0249 017 101. Now for what do come on? You are Lawson Beverages Limited, Australia, Lawson Delayman Beaters, Bama dear, SO Pay now for no ma, maybe what Camu, maybe what fear, Dembe Bia, when you absolute boss, one I for Fabi, Anum, and so Bama, Amo Juma dear, Aquay, Ewon Pem, and afe esabwa ahili erectile dysfunction na Delayman capsules ne die ya di twamo sha wo yo ba na okwa fichira mai obo okwa fichira na ote ya pa na ni nyina mu no nya adua bia eno beboa ayi sa abosom ya fichire ko yaw no enso ade afiri ama afe wo be flow kama ama bibia koye ade ama afe wi asan busu libido se pedatin kanum kra eno nso e bonus ade ma numbers ne 0248619999 na afe wadu nkomo root and rono e wadwama so ye wa router Mr. Router live na afe you are Ruta tonic and some the dear Jumason Kokra. Na Adre Ajuma Aya and Sasautia na and the malaria be Achua. Wanuma Asrano Pewasimanumato, Mintimini D and Rafe, a name Honam Yinayame Basabasa Numa Drebi, and one no Suman Kodai Momonko, Empe Ruta Mr. Emra, Ruta Live and also Mamojadia Fusanie, when if a dear one more attack complain or de Eba and say nay, and Yaman Koye Mame Anafe, Mimo Jantimini Fusane, when if a and Udia ball and a Ruta Live woman's a difference no and some nice from Ruta tonic and Sonia a typhoid fever ever quadre a drama so bawa for funo o ma kodanu fa crying in fair dumi enua o mani bienye 0244 485632 now what do come semenza ba clinic or and a medri a hospital I do any and some natural afe clinic yetimi abwa na XTI and we are sexually transmitted infections and afe near your stroke and sciatica obu complaining awo ho asem oyo ba bema obi ehu dia wo no enso mfiri na wontumi ma doctor asem mra na afi mfiri mu na yen hwe de eno nso efiri no na ya mama dromo ba ye be test and afi ye be twa scan na afi ahwe be bia ya re ni efiri eba ye body massage and afi ni ye physiotherapy ni nyina no ye bi ewe ya so ewo asokore mampon kuma say ye ne asokore mampon rural bank no and the team administration Mondays to Fridays ye adwuma and opano watwe ekopim anumre no num and afi Saturday nso no and opano watwe ekopim dumienu na afi ye wie and ase no mienu na ya pon 0240826995 na afi one semenza ba clinic company for edi enkomo emulate ba supplement no eboye pa ye ma me no ma mutie na wie and I said, I don't pay ye. Nina Munisa, Embia, Odian say, we are Jumo Jam Bodokuno, Ton, Tel Dokuno, Nafi, Fanti Dokuni, the BS Jasu, Jine Jamo, and our way Umoja, Rianari, Topano, also Dioni Ja, and a Jumamua, Monwen Riane, Mwamia Juma, where Ninano, a year and what in Juma, and Amoy, Tiaba come for Dre, at the Mamma, and Fanny, I'm for one, I'm show you one, I'm call Eba, Mamma, Odefia, could they school fees, a better year to Antia, come for Dre, at the Amasa, why you do my no na wanumbi unumbi abon se na bra obre nyina no ade abeche na fa hoden enso aba udru pharmacy a ye friend emulate herbal supplement wo de utwa ni tiaze kantanka drona wo mu ebeji bi enso ngade amount wo yo ba wa fefunu anasem bi a akoda no ede yefunu wo ma akoda no fonso a unumbi enye akra ne nfie dumie no ko a wontimi emma ne bi dre e wo man mu ba bi a obenya bi atomi dimafia Dr. Time that so yes about time no left and right into time and finally so ya de said etie bia a stroke and a how and also sisi and ya we ya awon wasem and aye den and asem bia bema infections sama bema afonke to be bema besa back se barakasin church mu be do ate amani nyina Dr. Time that so na won ade a o ye ewo abua kwa agogo school junction mo am cran so you poko asem ayera 0244774282 na phone yan adin komatabian rono ewe jaman so yes tabia no ne dia no den ye wo tabia takum eno na me se nka Solomon pa Bible mu Solomon yi enka takum wo a o ko be fire anem se 1000 ni nyina ko be hiase oh fancy ko be hiase because draw way he wono ma no den ahode fufro ana wunya nti ba ka tro bia asem mpa bi enom tabia ba me chanso malaria no ha wa dwana se wonu ma to intimi menstrual pains eyi e de fi wona afi herbal mr makas na afi capsules ne de emzo sisi na ya ya na maman ana je abaso num bi mani nyi emfiri 0243686861 afi what do uncommon infections and no characteristic ana de abase gono ana wanya syphilis ni nyina no a draft and ceramic shane G capsules no 2-in-1 bobom uboboma nsanchirane ana beye ade amount obon send ade awie se kakape ka pepepe ni nyina be free ho ade amount Zaraman capsules yi enso memedro bema wadro ni echidom hene ade mebebo wachidom amanu amakoye ade ama hindi ni de diabetes pa ana afi blood pressure no ebe kofoma na wabo hindi herbal mixture 0246348334 na wadi enkomo ye the power specialist ana ewie enanope na fancy abam na de fatty liver ana hepatitis ni nyina no ade ase ya ma me doctor akoso adua ya na daroma fibroid ana asembia wo kidney ana problem abema ya ma me awadro bibidro crunching ana wadem na aduma adua heba malamis no malaria dro cough care ba me shawo bowa eno som na bebo akra kwa benya ACP road power hospital bus stop wa wo kumasi afeya asebosum twi road wa ye aduma ana afe takrade o recordo anaji extate 0244544422 na wapa yareshe ye ma me doctor akosua adua ya ho fancy
wo enano penso ABA Herbal Clinic enso adwuma na doctor say yankancho senche bia no wo bie yankran branch ntimfana de kwara so dwana say mema katachiwo ana onsabeka ABA ana bie mo doma ayin krone ne mpatam so beneza preschool hona wo kwakwache wa yaresa no wo bia dabia wo posa wani wo tenkasa asira wo hwade antentan bi awo wani no so na enwa chikokonti emsa diana brown ewa so ahun ye ana se bia wo de na yeta ana chesa to woni no so abomori ansa woni ebi enso abeka so no no de no won fa no gu woni no so na mom omodro ama wa fa na dro na kwakra ni padua no emu adwuma sada bia wo site no obetimi arigane ne kama na ye kasai wo ye adwuma nti bomori anso ba frey number ni 0541565199 ebi Herbal Clinic doctor enso abajo so na koja kedi adanse no obi DBS wo mu product no bo no da form enye nan so e wodwa so wo mo nkran mo to no dodo akwakoton agemo mfa so no ayo kashi drug lane ana biem no wo kuma senso central market ho ana sabaka ayo koja farmer wo mu product no na wuti ana paiwo ana se bia migraine aka no wantimi ana na dri wojo ho anye da bia wuti fa no eno so ana dwa wojo no ayo pro code akoja kedi aba ana makatro se over brush teeth and answer over true say way ayabusuan chamfa one household obia yusubia and no you either some regular fluoride and answer charcoal toothpaste and some ayokoja cancer no bia and I can for and so adiama and a mouthwash ayokojak P ne kojak F mouthwash no and also now brush teeth area obey you see ahoro no ma prebiano a ball somebody a free more outdoor now for janibia what diano I am minute as your see asini nyina no akwakoye pie na fe ama wonum so ayhwam kameno energy minty fresh breath and wo pebia to number no 0244559597 koja farm so abajo so make am for aye high sense amount na high sense aces no wo bianim say a bodjuma power way asia from 1.5 horsepower and some are call aye 10 horsepower no and no aye high sense dey ebiam no make out so benya a standard split and answer wobenya split inverter wopa floor standing aces at all with a high sense and kazantimua mo ya manager sanama banks any ade and no IHS banks ni nyina no mama jemodia na mo so konko use no ama chasam say inside do aya kama basa customers and consumers aprobia womo some aba and what you to aya high sense ace na enyetwe enyina mo nkania ni pia no ntino aprobia somehow service car and somehow save energy sense no aye energy efficient our brand watch no esan na wo to no wo benya 5 years manufacturer defect warranty our product no so and to showroom be a bell won patuma wo te ba bia wo kwa ho bibia no wo so betimi aram na fe wo kwa kwadro de bo no so da from kama na mane 0302550000 na high sense anyo so na again no aye semens vita herbal mixture ne capsules ana Preca natural powder na formation here 442 what drone we are number na go drone no ya no afra men fare kan how e kire semens afo se bia o what drone we na we na yo na omontro kwan drone ba fa so a wo som obanum na basa na ntini na free wachi kase no mobile aya wo to ase esane e dia ko 9 kokom amchasa hono etutu ni nyina no wo dia no wo to ase wa brasiatica ebeko and wachi sa wo ye bema na wo premature ejaculation afei low sperm count untimi nsapa wo ho ensapa bayi ewo mpema wade emse jija na jija ebiom no wo ba ho ni atenkana da bia wo de na emse ya jish and wish enkwa na wo kamza enye dekra ni nyina no wunya semensa drone bia no ensom ababoa na famanioma I find ya ma sisiane no severe waist pain eno ensom abako 0240 616061 on the semens and so enkasana yemra yen question of the day this way. Now we know amusupi adaroma amusupi na say question of the day yemisawa simple as ABC na amusu say national team Bailey na mawunsa manfo church omadwen amusupi no infection a drew say oye bema na so your bana watibie em say yana hapa di awutibi nkwande awadro no amusupi eno ene bedi wakagina mu kama na national team Bailey ana omo lineup. And so to say, I'm going to P question of the day. Couple.
Well, bright amankwa GFE as a Brazil for now. Wonum a lineup to say Pedro Madina Cruz Brazil and what day about Benji and Fences Serias Brazil and what Diamo Kwesi Platini as a Brazil and after Steven Boadi and so Brazil Aliu Di Josco said the Samba Boys and what day about Thinker also as a Brazil Sarah Alpha as a or no as I'm Puyo from Chufu Ayu a Brazil and what day about Junior Alonso and so Chesa Brazil Bismarck Amevi as a Brazuca and what the other Trevala de Souza and so say the Salesao and on structural de Amaya Success Kali as a Brazil and on no de aba Kwaku man was Brazilian national team more fire couple and I feel fancy and then and pay way a Ghana 4B adventure nemum John Kwajo and Sadie was a Belgium for lineup in ye.
And one no John.
Now,
there's a woman a podi well, unruly skeptic YouTuber say a Spain national team and away and so a Jules White clever say what do you say easy cry a Brazil team no and a mode atosora fe Bella Midu say we a Brazil national team no and Alex Ansa on YouTuber say a Brazil for Adum Kofi say Brazil away say Alexander's painting studio what you learn from a year Komasi one family no answer so but Ando Richard say a Brazil and a man Patrick also say a Brazil national team no we say a Argentina you from a war war say Sylvester and a day the general so the 2 year YouTube on so the buyer and this is Brazil says Calvin Japan Kevin so a message and so any and now pay Facebook for no mama shamu bear minutes be na yenko amanone and so embra real quick na Abdallah Usman Abdallah say a Brazilian national team Jadidi Boateng say a Brazil na way a rich way say a Ghana Cantona and so say a Brazil Sylvester Versatile say a Brazil national team no and Julius Cassis a Papua New Guinea ampa I'm almost start boy in the general no. Papua New Guinea.
Run to me.
Okay. We are an adre. Minene adre.
And the
adre no.
I know the. No, be a grand cousin will be
sa.
Mamma from Udene.
I am from Uday. Yes.
I'm saying we can really say bet in the Nibia
and the BCBC Ukroma.
Season now no movie no.
Last hour as your fa. Shy.
Whoa, BW57
BW57
6FD
6FD
CF8 19 O's.
Good.
BW57
BW57
6FE F13
F13
10 O's. BW57 6FE 12F 7 O's.
Good.
BW57
6FE
488 and there's 6 O's. BW57 6FE 769 and there's 6 O's.
Good.
T66 me the last 2 years 66
about to say 2 no
Perry Martin.
Oh yeah, Arsenal for the not 2 years.
See Champions League woman here bributa na Luis Enrique one pa story na me na wo mu train no ma shada so o mo giant screen no na as a tactical idea bi we
but no so sa no ya
oh masa jai
fancy sa
already remember ni pa no one kasa something no ono so Arsenal team no.
Oh, Enrique. Oh yeah, for sure.
Was Arsenal a defender? Tawe.
Yeah.
Unimotie. Eduabu ogno mo mfe no tie.
Yeah. Needs a crowd. Ni try dey.
Kita jene.
But obebi e na no wo ye ho anopa no.
Oh ye hu.
Won hu de no. On sa no ne ayi. Why no ne dinko ayi.
O hotel no ne due ne Paraskilia mo dinko.
Paraskilia no tre no enuoma ehu.
Oh masa.
Fancy.
Oba no tunchu ne timba wa chiro.
Training bia obeten ho se bi oni Paraskilia dinko mo no. Sa training bia the next game o se.
Kabo wo se ko fast ma.
Yo. On peno kre fancy.
Wo se ko fast ma bo kapo.
On peno kre. Me say Luis Enrique yes had ni bia ehu. On so we ya no mo twa screen no sa bana as what ten ho da ba bi. Coach ni brutal.
Okay.
O free and walk on this radio. Ko fo we me no.
Me me dey be na watch so.
Live.
I'm saying men online.
Live.
Okay.
You know be we.
Mate.
Yeah, Enrique.
Sabon say no sanke ye commentary pa.
Ah, you
do radio na ko 9 months ni. For no reason.
Asemo.
Be bia mo politicize okroma.
Very bad.
NDC.
But the omo ye no emwo sa we no we ba we person we ba no no so person we bi but me say Ghana for na ebre
because you say
Ghana for no mo
ye dey kra cobalt no so am you wa you ntumi dey atonchen but radio no kuma se no so nya wo you see what a bill bad yet so mo metua na radio anya adwuma ne tua bill.
This is very bad, very
almost
very bad.
9 months radio anya adwuma tua bill
with no reason. Untimi nche say win na nipa na.
Na mo so hene ba muntimi mfa nyo mo morning show. Some dem aka some morning show no de nka. Ka da bia.
Aso asini so be 3 weeks na chi hyehyɛ na chi ngoma. Ana ya mebo janda
no. Say dem say hwan ayi anka hwan nsɛm da no. Na ntwe ayi anka. We are miss am politics no sam no man dey. Sabiana me time.
Yeah, but ebi nye fe kra.
Because esa wo hoyi unim baby oto na abakoi.
Unzade no.
Me tell you I unim am to na abakoi. She's also creating jobs now say go be adwuma tsan kanye TV no anyway na. Esa nka wo mo bia no aduane abo no.
Yanzu ya ba yesi be boa mebu na moma ye.
Obi e council as obi ansusuro.
Oh, very bad. And they no crepa. Yes, you be adwuma ma mabu no ye ba na e be gu bidia. Ene na ye koya na ye bai.
Say obi anso na yi.
Ti chama we dey esra wa so ma ye wai. Na dia ye ne dia mze. Ye wu boni bia ye di.
Yanko foreign man.
Yanko ra. The kente so kama pa o.
Obenya message dey dey obenya because ache e dey nko na from last year be 8 months e ko 9 months ni
ti minister untimi me
because omo ashanti uji kumase ya na ifo no NCFo no buso mo bia no
reason bia ama personal
me wo personal dey say me mfa me ho me dey ni hia me wo dey do sports na no maso wa ni anu mo dum no politics na mo mpa so do sports na no maso.
It's serious.
We are not doing it.
Honorable the other barrack.
Message in there, one by this.
Oh, they are say wiki mombeso. Wiki mombeso. The idea. We only option be because we need be aka. Ana. option bi
yenko foreign ra berna so
komra honorable Mr. No
na me yada na pa o
that is will be a feeling no
unsa me information
oh yeah
kwa me hu mo ase bo ye janga bo mo wa but as I feel chiti achiri nkomo ne ade na de banana
very
no
serious
for so be any so
yeah
you understand ko wiase no be 6 feet
of course irrespective of the obia umumbeji independence no
crap tusala mu nyina omu firi ade so
umumbeji independence e ba be so mu obi ani wo
yeah ene e wo echina e wo obi
ti emredane ti esrema
as simple as ABC
of course
enye with no hard feelings with no prejudice
yeah sympathy
yanko foreign brand because yaman for more na bu on ma mesi ni the phone in Facebook now from Soro Beshewa me mini kapre ekutobi mano
ka radio sha na suma na
to the do sports na maso ewi anu modum no yanya ne sa yanko mra no ano no
101.3 Todi Yashak Rurakadesh Shamaki Shwa Angwa Juma no you Yame Wohoda Se Uji Dudia Obeya Juma and such Renia no you Yame Wohoda Se Uji Dudia Obeya Juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika Bika Luvika Uvika Naveshika Uvika Miyodika Tode Yashak Tode Yashak Todi Yashak in English in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Shout out, come on, boy, Capo. Say, Capo chairman. I feel chairman. Yes. You got time at Taboku Casamu. Some messages and a Ben Obiase. Hey, oh, chairman, ya dear pass. Say, watch me assemble. I just quite be coming from a horn and a papa me.
Na guess it is okay how guess no guess no me say how many boys in this year me say guess it is say who to be sponsor I number 1 chairman angwa juma no you yame wohoda se uji dudia obeya juma and such renia no you yame wohoda se uji dudia obeya juma ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ilahenu
ama chasani umani nyina no eno som across na obekai say mekana no pesa aye santos am doctor no ensom say hwenye nema na nema yobi asa world cup ene ya kra no ye start aye world cup na nema no ensom abatimi apo but ye minya no no pere say wodru aye proso am for say ebia we no aye kwaya santos no wo mo for so area protect aye nema esa moment na manager for so Ancelotti wo ba na mi aye proso squad no one sara na ewiase nyina abochenku nipa over 400 million ebiem woko aye prosola na just aye more than 100 million connected aye devices no womu nyina so monitor serial call up no eno so abasia kwante ebia womu mpesene ma no amoba risk no oyobia ne wo hia de ma aye proso man no womu poster boy acha so modena call aye tournament no eno so anyentin kabaya womu ma kwada no nyina ho manyama bia na so opo wodum sa no pankwa de minya no say wo mo dia ba do mo kan sa nema ayo bia our problem on the calf again asia wo mo say am sa no nantu no a hot to no kakranti I was so terafie 10 days na 10 days asoma ye kan no na chesa se na no pay make us be omonas game nema betimi apo no bibia so chesa enyare se nema no ensom abo omo ba so mo chesa when aye strategy wo mo fa so ayusi se be yakwa kwatano wano som abetimi stay eye fully fit na fe wano som adia ko World Cup no mo ensom adia ma proso maina eno aye update be sansamwa woman San Lorenzo without Neymar woman about 2-2 and what no woman's game omo kwa way woman Gremio ensom adabo ansana woman so trafio so and chasa coins at timono woman som apontene nyina ye kakra eno som free aye Neymar cheno ba enano peno ensom awo show no suna Sedrak sama me aye Paris Saint-Germain woman training no a boss one peno make sure was woman time so omo giant screen na what chasa background ama players no woman din abobabo so ne ade anya da bia ana manager no ama omo time so na onsa wo hwe aye said opani no wo se hyehyɛ ne nkoda no awo giant screen so a na chasam so ho kwa won tia se oji se bia video analysis on YouTube ba no aba be kire ne obi na am se dipa be de ho na ebobo no ndi Elias Abanye nom ana chese aye Baradon na chese mo do mo won chen onsa draw ne aye chese nkoda no wo nyina so agina mu chese Hernandez nom ani ade Bakola no mesa wo mo bench omo na so fanam sa wa highlight to omo so awani a ye first nom aye sa giant screen so na onum sa Jamaican say apart from aye earlier story ye de brand no person our sports bite no latest I mean can say and some and say training program Paris Saint-Germain for no woman some anya design as say woman some adabaya juma say one more episode recovery sessions ankoa ana chesenom akoso and no aye one mienu and some aye say woman say physical load no and no some aye heavy aye physical load and no and some adabam na chesano aye say itinerary no and no some abasiako ana Jamaican can say from now because say ye bobo aye Champions League final and some you know Paris Saint-Germain and some abaye closed door tactical work na omodi accounta aya Mikel Arteta and some anyomo debaba na chese anya training session nyina na wo some Adaman Central for no anya bia ba enwade na aya media day Adaman Paris Saint-Germain and training no and Central from anya bi kafai wo mu provide aya players ni bi ema omo some any media houses no edin koma any ade mo na kasa Dembele num any duel num ana chese patronum and kana nyina no wo som adin koma ente druba bia abeya closed door na chesa said Paris Saint-Germain wo mo bekom awa bra wo so na Arsenal egam eba so nyina no wo som atimi abone kama na Jamaican kan say player ye first said Dembele and American some actual no person Dembele say we already say one we be Champions League na ebiem was in France akwa World Cup and we said e be one some na betimi abom on France ameno when we said Dembele make try and was one man in training among risk no ampa one man Dembele anya training and what Morocco ni akota na ye for Ashraf Hakimi one some ayobi ademi nyam say one bonus anya training ni bi omo person ba risk bi anamo no good news say wom and say Nuno Mendes aye training and wanyumra and what William Pacho and some aye training ama player ye fan Lucas Chevalier one aye goalkeeper omo nyina no emeki omo return and some our poisi and Paris Saint-Germain one so training session no and some abaso na report amenyam say and say wa bro ko ba say Dembele what din komo onim say from the battle channel panning na Dembele na nkasa ensom akan pan na akora na baso che say e beduru sa de na ya bo aye Champions League final no na wonu Dembele aye okay wonu Dembele ebe start o say we be available for sa Champions League aye final game na and ensom abakoso ama akota no wonu amatches wonu sansam no ensom eba na jaminya se nyame ya ma me de ba ya no we aye Saturday and ya wada enti watch answer mabeka say omobabo friendly match na friendly match no wo mo betimi a chomo ensom anankoda no ensom abometisa ebioma ba kwatira aye 60 minutes say manager no pa wo betimi ama ebioma botati no ensom ari atoa so na wo mo bo 90 minutes no ensom aye friendly game nyame ya no Saturday aye Paris Saint-Germain wo mo som adapa ye de update no nyina no ema ona no pai ensom awo show no so afei mami coach and friend say Luis Enrique Enra eye media day coach and some akasai na manager ne din komo no say wo bo Arsenal etim no abaso manager no eye Mikel Arteta no wo bo na baso ye pa because o tiri ye pa say am sam Arteta ye juma Arsenal e defender and wo say den untimi nya wo hwe and some amani nya ye ana chance Arsenal team no wo some abonso and wo pa enti Shadrack mama bakono the amount of Champions League aye backdrop chance manager ne kakra tu kana hono wo onua kamprofo kakra yentie aye coach abaso ba wadema Arsenal ana no wachi odiri pasa on a day Saturday we a week so was a Champions League game no a very tight aye difficult yentie Luis Enrique.
Mikel Arteta, he is great as a coach. You can watch him on the bench. Every single match he is excited. He shows everybody his energy and he translates that power to their team, to their players, and I can balance very well if you analyze their stats, amazing stats, offensively and defensively. He shows that character every single day, and if I can't speak because we have the experience to play against them 3 or 4 times. I don't remember very well, but it was very difficult, and they can keep the ball clearly without any problems, and we try to keep the ball all the times, every single match, but it was difficult every match against them. And when they are defending, they are great, the best team in Europe with any doubt, and they are comfortable defending in very low, but also pressing hard and pressing high. And yeah, it's going to be an amazing final, exciting final. They are looking forward to playing that final because the last final they lost, I was there as a supporter of FC Barcelona in Paris. I remember that with my son Pacho, and it was nice because Barcelona won. And I hope Paris can beat them, but it's going to be a crazy match, difficult, very tough match. Mikel Arteta, he is great.
And all I am some manager friend Luis Enrique and I'll tell what then excepts Africa and Ano Peno and some our show no so amateurs and ye then update telling out the banner and Chabiano ye season almost season I want him sir Yamiana summer and I just a transfer market and some baby report to me and say I get transfer window Arches and Ebiano woman Yabasa 15th of September and just a transfer market ebebi anasa 15th aye June mesra aye June 15 and transfer market no eno som ebebi na ebie aye June 15 aye 1st September and transfer market no eno som ebe close and next year aye winter transfer market no enso ebebi 1st of January ekosi aye 1st of February eno aye sorry transfer winter no won 7 nyina enso ebesi akwa amanfo be kom na fe wo to players omwa womo twense bi ebe colon area within that period I was our na fe we aye saman so do na no aye kakra free aye ho e ba na no pe no I was show no so na wa be kuso aye din komo no nyina no mama branta ba no sa Dani Parejo wo onu sa Parejo aye obi 37 years oba kaina me kaye persona obodoma Valencia ono ene Chelsea Francisco Klein omo no ene free Valencia ba Biaro na omo buy onu aba be yadwuma me for da papa na Dani Parejo ene wono so anya the announcement abasa wo mu wie season na wono enso kona Chelsea wo born last game area my team no age 37 wasom I was so kwambi aso no enso move on our brand no aya announcement ono so de aba wo bra Dani Parejo ese wono ekono wono so drew South Africa wo mu captain I fancy Aiko Aspas na Aiko Aspas ono so bottom na chapa Aspas they say obesa stay one more season that is when you are born na say kwa no free bench and abo ba to ya say nyam yar man next season o person san koso na we ya djuma na maboboku a ye fer South Africa team no ka say no enya yes Aspas aye player wono so akowe aye kwaya wo mo fa so aden announcement about mo kan nyina no ensom ansa Aiko abeto aso na wa ball aye next season so ade ama Sauta aye free go so team na ya de ho nsem nyina no ema ye tefo enano pai ensom awo show no so nyame ya no Saturday Chesana ebe Barcelona mano wo mo ball aye Champions League final na Champions League final game no eba so Barca foi wonim say omo de abobia omo atibia bibia na aye game omo ne bobo kwa fan sa Lyon aye Lyon emano ensom ana elbow na Nike for no ana megada se Barcelona womutumishan Lyon emano na omoche Champions League no so de kwa Nike ebetua 3 million euros adiama FC Barcelona no aye winning bonus na as part of that bonus no 3 million euros no kwa Barca as a club enso be why 1 million euros no match adiama emano se omonso akwache no omashe team no enso ademonyam tidie hia no se nyame yadoma mementa Barca mano womo so basha Leonafe womo je emano Champions League womo je nkwadia womo bonus aye 1 million euros eno aye said ye besia kwa ye de aye sansem no nyina no ensom adema owe fa no sa aye wala porter also my catch us no mo ko aye party no na omo season at Barcelona womo ko party anopred more na by the wasa na won can be adini nyina so de ma na wala porter na wase ye fa tuja because omo ko busa no say opani na Barca no anya bia no say ya ko no say season na nya bad ko no so na nya bad ko no bia last season wo mo La Liga and this season wo mo sa La Liga na 2 leagues in a row just na wo sho born Barcelona nkoda na ba according to a president was a yansa anu she ana players no more no so potential omunya nyiniye enti kakra enom abeso ana ba kubusa no say na Julian Alvarez aye spider enso di no yaye ne dan ana wo se sase we mu kubusa deko na ya sporting director mu kubusa ye deko enom aye nkomo panina ye fa no say one reporter so ati ya ye de na hu nsem no nyina no enso ate bana reporter me say kan say wo ma branch of no say show Cancelo also Cancelo ma be kan be some months ago say on the former club no wo fu se no omonja dan ba ko kra o ana baba sa so na ni chepa to no de woni ba bia ko ade bia wo se Barcelona wo mo ye ema ni move no ensom aye permanent amonhwa na omonya sere bi ono show Cancelo ensom be stay ana bia no manager no so aye dan pa na Ferran Torres a contract no metese enche bia wo mo som be start o mo be din komo na o mo be present offer no entiama aye Ferran Torres sense Lewandowski ama wo bia no madjuma Ferran Torres etimi ye etide hia no sa wo mo benya another forward entiama na bia nipa no e be provide competition entiama Ferran sara be abia wono som ebetumi afa ne form no ensom abia kita na mekano na no say Inter Milan ensom aye club wo mo yada Ronald Araujo pa na Serie Barca na nkomo pe aye Bastoni ema nansen ebeto dwasa yesi coach na se Bastoni kwa no wo munya na chiri dia because am say on shana hunu ye manager se Flick no pesa wo bema Bastoni aba because on yada sa asa nyoma bi wo mo akam as wanyo bi amana complementina still now no Barca because wo consider no omo mo pe Araujo ana Barca for say any Araujo no so 50 say woman say 50 million now over to captain say 50 euros what be that 50 million euros and no just a price Barca for no woman so ask e free bobo credit for say Inter Milan for no na onim say man for Berlin say Bernardo Silva no pemeka say onom Atletico for no so ania bre no ebi mu yesan come so mo Real Madrid ko and say Madrid for say obi anko jina ba bi anka say wo Bernardo Silva bia ase wade ese ne bɔɔl de sɛm so wabɔ awia ne sɛnti manifo no nya atwerɛ mo sɛ nya no kreda sɛ wɔmo ɛsɛ wɔmo pa akoda no so owura fa no sɛ ɛyɛ Bernardo Silva ebiem no deɛ mebɛka no pɛ sɛ Atletico Madrid wɔmo ni abre ensom ane sɛ Juventus ayɛ club a Champions League am sɛ afidi abɛyɛ den ɛno ana ma Bernardo Silva Juventus no ɛnya deɛ sɛ obɛnya nkɔ ɛne sɛ ɔnya nkɔ ɛyɛ Juventus no deɛ a na ne ama Atletico Madrid ɔmo nkɔ na so far wɔmo nso ɔbɛtumi ayɛ free because from Italy wɔmo report sɛ boy ne bɛ so stay anaasɛ bia wɔkɔtoa so ɛwɔ La Liga ne mu wɔ free Premier League ne mu La Liga ana ɔno ɛnso abɛso wɔkɔ no nti no ana ama amanfoɔ gyidie pa sɛ saa na ɛteɛ deɛ a na deɛ kyerɛ sɛ Atletico Madrid wɔnom ana kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ favorite sɛ wɔmo bɛtumi afa ayɛ Bernardo Silva ɛnso ɛdena kɔ na nkɔmɔ ɛba no sɛ ɛnɛ Madrid fɔ no yɛsɛ referees committee wɔmo sa no complaint ɛkɔ biem na deɛ ɔmo sa no kɔ ayɛ foforɔ ɛnso ɛne sɛ referees no agada referees na so wɔn sáré akɔ akɔtɔ ɛyɛ mpanimfoɔ anim ɛna ɛyɛ kasa yi ɛno ayɛ the anti-violence committee deɛ wɔn ka no sɛ 1 Florentino Perez ɛyɛ party 1 ɛna afei second party ɛyɛ Real Madrid TV ɛna afei Real Madrid as a football club wɔn nso ɛka wɔn na kyɛ sɛ ɛm sɛ ɛkuom yɛnsa na referees no afile complaint ɛde atia wɔn nom ade a wɔn ti de yɛ pa sɛ sɛdeɛ yɛna Real Madrid TV ta yi ɛyɛ referees mistakes ɛnso ɛwɔ TV so na dabia ɔmo bɔ ebiem Florentino Perez as a president nanu yɛn nso bɛtoto ayampiani ade ɛkasa nyonyono ɛde kyerɛ referees ɛsɛ for 20 years ɛnie FC Barcelona HSK ɛnso ɛde ma wɔn nom ebiem Real Madrid as a club wɔn nso ka wɔn ntumi ntu wɔn players no fo ɛno nti no 1 sɛ referee ɛbɛdi game a ɛma deɛ ɔmo yɛ no ɛyinsite ɛyɛ supporters ɛde tia wɔn referees no deɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu deɛ ɔmo yɛ no yɛna ama atmosphere ɛnso ayɛ hostile ɛba no saa no a atmosphere no ɛnyɛ friendly koraa sɛ referee bɛdi bɔ ne yam ɛhyehyɛ no ne nso no kugyam because baabi a wokɔdi bɔ yi Madrid hɔ yi ɛhɔ ayɛ sum kyɛ sɛ dedani ade ogye fawla na hyew saa na ɔmo di watam ana deɛ ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa nso ɛne sɛ ɛde pressure ɛto ɛyɛ referees die so ɛwɔ Spain na sɛ La Liga ne die Copa del Rey edie no de Madrid ana ɔmo kuo ɛyɛ no the pressure ɛto referee ɛso ɛwɔ Spain hɔ entwa yɛ kura enti awɔsɛ saa nneɛma no nyinaa no ɛno nso ahwɛ na ɛno nso asisie na Rodri ɛne Madrid nkɔmɔ no wɔbɛkae sɛ ɛbisa no sɛ no akyi na mebɛka sɛ Jose ɛyɛ obi ɔno ankasa ɛyɛ da player ne pa na Madrid for no so deɛ ne deɛ wɔn mu wɔgyere bi sɛ yɛ manager fan sɛ Pep deɛ hia no sɛ bi official announcement ababa na yɛ nyinaa bɛte sampa manager no wɔkɔ ɛba no sɛ na Rodri ɛyɛ obi a wɔn yɛ awɔ sɛ aka ne 1 season ɛwɔ ne contract no so ɛna Madrid for no gyere yɛ pa sɛ there is no way a Man City ɛbɛtena hɔ ama Rodri ɛbɛbɔ 1 season awie na waba for free enti ɛne ɔmo no ɔmo interest kakra bia no wɔn nso ade bɛkɔ no ebiam no wɔnim sɛ mene wo kasa yi Madridfoɔ no sɛ wɔn ayɛ aware sɛ boy no wɔn nya sign new contract ɛma Man City enti ɔmo ɛna yɛgye Rodri nso bɛba ɛna ɔmo tiri yɛ ba sɛ Rodri nso kɔn bɛtɔ sɛ wɔne manager bi ɛde sɛ Jose ɛnso abɛyɛ adwuma ɔde hadeɛ wɔne Simeone abɔ adwuma awie wɔne Pep abɛyɛ adwuma all these years ebiam wɔn toa so with ayɛ Jose na so no yɛ nkame yɛ sɛ ne career no wɔnyɛ kuku dam ana ɔno ɔmo nso ayɛ adwuma Madridfoɔ no nso ada so wɔtidie ɛnso awɔ saa deɛ no mu na ɔpanin a wɔbɛso wɔgyina na yɛtoo ne so aba ɛno ayɛ Enrique Riquelme wonim sɛ nɛ ɛne yɛsɛ officially wɔbɛinforme ɛyɛ Real Madrid sɛ wɔnom ɛbɛgyina ɔbɛrane for presidential elections awɔ sɛ no ɛnso aba so sɛne bɛɛ a wɔmo bɛto no so aba na deɛ no wɔyɛ ama asɔ the pressure to akɔkora yi so deɛ bia wɔma Florentino yɛ press conference ɛne adeda wɔno no menim sɛ bi obi a promise no sa wɔbɛto aba ama no deɛ aba sɛne ne yɛsi aprɛ no na Riquelme ɛsɛ sɛ ɔmo to aba no ɛnso ɛde ma no a wɔno ɛbɛma Jurgen Klopp Ababa Kochi, Real Madrid. Now with the Erling Haaland and some Abba. What did you say Haaland and also Banasiri no play? Mebeka say Jose Mourinho, a prime target, and Victor Osimhen as a number 9. Ne plan B, Dusan Vlahovic as alternative no, and no, and a man common at Danny because of Penny so there was one also per Erling Haaland Nafe what the Jurgen Klopp and so Abba and I said na ye Casasadiano and also Abasia Kona. One is from Spain, more than say Jose Eswa Pro Simeno, yes, a man for Sia. I did be also ye Biamo Simen Ababiano, woman Yaman and Raudius was Simano Kwan Omaniano, Nebia Vlahovic, Kochi, and the name Ajuma, what a Vlahovic Ababa, woman says a ba, no Sabio Simen. And a Denimo striker number 9 would Mbappe Yanwa also would diaba penalty box nemo and Vinicius on Swa Yanwa wabo when amwahe and Tantanwa interne either so mumiano Bakom at the far right wing Nabako afa left wing and answer Mwamunum Komanam choose because Simeon or bar woman bench and no I said them and sent our brother Jose and some other power to passer when you striker and some our team and no I Jeffrey almost was where at the banana pen I was shown us now Mama I fry bag almost supporters and ra wouldn't say near Shamo 3 Nasuni China Faber supporters see what we should come back. Woman Chester still no crowd so Yentia Dede Kaklafta Sonomo down by 3 goes to 0 still not Freiburg supporters no Dede Pa Yentia Kakra Ameria so a ball a fans no Abasona striker fans only Watkins and Ra when we again Watkins and so outside Juna Emery Baye Wabaya Juma for the first time in 44 years so much when major title so at the banner Watkins said didn't come Walker sending our ball manager Abaso manager Baye the Juma dia what di said almost season and some Asia Corny at dinner Yenches my branch man only Watkins and so Adamans and for and some striker fans only Watkins and I are getting some Jamana manager no Juna Emery so don't come what Europe Panama 5 Amadikai area 2 when him say any Chelsea Nanka manager Europe no Makumaku 6 on Kwade Nano Panama Mao Ibisa clubs na me and Sao do ma jini na no bia Villa e woni team ni mo said he spent for no pronounce on a bear Oba chese English more will be our Villa I can spell no because Sevilla our Villa wom and what Villa won so our Villa wom and Aston Villa and some our Villa and swom TM so this one when to fa won yenti e makoma ko enum and manager say some 5 titles awageno wo be so oda aya clubs ni nyina say na enum odo ma jenkosan and the coaching job no wo so shase Valencia na Valencia hono emso mo na man yama Sevilla for no enso adeno coach Europe ma wo yada sa competitions so jere bako ejeni mienu ejeni miensa to aso na ma obenya odobi enso adama Europe na wo sade aya be ya wo team no enso adama jena chesenra wo de Aston Villa enso asoso na juna ba so twa say nyame yarama Champions League on the next season na enu kwasa so I was a consistency I was a team no woman ya consistent na say consistency everybody the best work can you say I was so peja omodimponim na omomaso erokos romo be say woman class akugu dam enyina ye pa because ye ka Aston Villa ye nantio woman Champions League no woman kitabi ondi e mane nyo say bia Villa na ye team ketwa o wo so mo be so mo peja na fe woman som adru so san komo nyina no manager no som adina and watch manager no edin komo about trophy ma genocide season kwani adini nyina no yentie eye coach Juna Emery just
and we are working hard to achieve improves and to get this trophy is one strong step forward we are doing, and next year we are going to play again Europe, and we played in Europe Champions League one time, quarter final, we played Conference League semi-final, we played the final today. We will play next year Champions League. The best team in the world are there, and of course it's challenging us a lot. and we are going to enjoy, like we enjoyed this year in Europe League. It's really fantastic to compete in Euro, to compete against another country's teams, and of course with the level they have. And we are so proud of how we are doing, and of course enjoying the process we are doing and the way we did with our support.
Kakra manager your friend say Junai Emery ana what is your tenant some Emma Fayan ko Xabi Alonso and some other subi manopeno say Wontumi tie and also share your Jumadiana Xabi Alonso and Chelsea almost 14 directors and come across Spain yadini nyina so by no German second say on Kaisa some few weeks ago a coach na ono bakwa no Okailam Rosinia Yehusa Enzo Fernandez and Joao Pedro and Marc Cucurella womuyensa womuko Spain na obakaso mo tennis moment ni obaka de sa videos we nyina na de aka ni nyina no enso ama omuka se omukohwe tennis na enano penam sa enkomo no ye fufu kwa because womu say there is more to aye tennis na kwada na me san ko Spain say womu kwagwohwe onse satana Chelsea no ase Rosini aman kwada no womani ingenia Daniel Maye bisi basamene emse mu tetiano no ana omukwae na ebae no yawso bia agent aba be deny say aye tennis ana omukohwe de minya no say aye more than that na ebi mo per Madrid abo ana bi so per aye Atletico ebi so per Barcelona because we are aware aye open secret say Real Madrid enya Enzo Fernandez womo pe Barcelona enya Joao Pedro eni Cucurella womo pe ana Atletico Madrid ensunya aye Joao Pedro and almost saying Cucurella so woman so a some common in another enti ama kwakwesa big clubs and up Chelsea players no and no pay na me catch so mubusa eye Xabi Alonso so penina yese team sakese no nyina basa titiru woman asem omopa won kwada no ano okasa sana football na Chelsea ebe build a good team Alonso can pay ama no pay yet to pass some common omukodi enwa no me say tesa awon central for insider say 2 minutes there de di kabeka so majai e de ama Xabi Alonso no omo de ama ne pa o enkomo na koso nura e ma ye beka say Chelsea mporofo no mokoye wo mo dodo betimi adu nipa makoma 10 wo mo ne Alonso koye meeting no said ye omo di tumi ama ne nti no pani pie ya wo me Chiringito wo mo di komo emo kan pai say omo ba build a good team enti sanka on tehe ana bi ahwe nkoso a anko ntimi kan because players tono enyo no ananka bi obeto ori say o hane ye diaba o hano mo dia baba tenei won wo dia tutwa say football dia sanet here interview obi be call Barcelona no Chelsea ever build a good team our junior passer a Chelsea project no and some a kama anani aje a beautiful project and na ye kase no wo some ababe na Xabi Alonso ne nkwada no mienu no bedin komo yes sana no aba ya me de ba ne mo no mete say onya maye kra no yes Alonso junior passer omo a and na ye kase ne manimu ya wobetimi ede no ho ato omo so eba se bia leadership ye kaso obi leader Rhys James Marc Cucurella Moises Caicedo Enzo Fernandez ana Tosin Adarabioyo wotiri e paso omo ana eba se bia onya maye ye kasa enei leadership no womo ana cheso betimi ana ma din ko se bia womo so betimi inspire womo ma council our pitch no so ama chese no enso ay update ba me no kasa wonim se ana slot ayobia am se mo na drama no elpam no na slot dia no woman ne say Liverpool for no man nko next season na domo we no say omo twan say bi announcement baba na ama Chelsea for no yese omo so omo nsuro because say bi asomo pamo aye slot and no mo fa different manager crowd ba enko ba say yese sa manager no so aba wanya de enti ya pamo no na bi Alonso aye adwuma na apa was me Chelsea ho me call Liverpool essence Liverpool na edama koma so dabi wo mo diri e ba say sa no anya adeɛ sɛ bɛsi ɛnom ɛwɔ hɔ ana akwadaa no bɔ no fa yɛfrɛ no Alex Scott wonim sɛ Alex Scott ɛyɛ obi a mete sɛ Man U fɔ no na ɔma ni abere paa Manchester United ni abere akwadaa no so ama kyɛsɛ no kasɛe no wɔn abɛso wɔn de akwadaa no ɛnso ba ama kyɛsɛ nkɔmɔtɛ no yɛate ɛno nso abɛba so a yɛde ɛyɛ update no nyinaa no ɛnso ɛde ɛba woduru Manchester United a wɔn a yɛtwɛn sɛ bi nomination by nomination no yɛtwɛn sɛ Premier League fan team of the year Premier League's fan team of the year nominees no woman nominate Bruno Fernandes our Man U Casemiro our Man U Brian Mbeumo Anna Mateus Cunha woman ya 4 our Manchester ho Anna Man City for no Gianluigi Donnarumma aya Maguire Nico O'Reilly Bernardo Silva Ryan Cherki Antoine Semenyo Erling Haaland almost nya nomination am try sa near Canada Premier League no woman some a team of the season woman super ram diakane nyina so ba yebesa de no some ababetu dwaja Arsenal for no and some other dominate women no e said ya de be sia kwa brano pen no ya the update ba ya first na fe ma kwa ma be hwafo no ma na yentoa aye sports buffet edwumadie no so
de asante sem na ne
mona mo yo man bapa no
oze
mona mo yo man bapa no okay so bu no ye kaso wona Friday we kra o mfa
oh yeah boy yeah ne no kra
bu no join on the boxer shorts kra be
oh yeah we the idiom
so colors ne dia
anoshi asante kala ne dia too much
efe
and easy cry
as om the year koroko gis bi nem se na ya wages so na 10 kits bio
and was never papa
so I just nam catch Steve so me bia man hu de ya say Steve so discayo say dia
want me afa bia
Steve fama
yeah semu
Steve man yeah
oh asante kala ne dia no di
aboketi dia oh to me 3,500 for so
you last year August ebe to same radio
August September October November December na mu din na January you go to your school fees One of make can one answer for base 1.3 Serio so and an importameno a juma and TV station no digital so and a satellite so ya was so a face socials no Wontumi TV live on YouTube and Wontumi 101.3 FM so our Facebook no live our so na me say oh here there
oh bibia boko ya
there radio say bibia boko ma
anapenda me uswa hiti kakra
so bien so ja dia me kan me boana
tintin ne doso
yeah
mama abeti so are obi
so bien so
tintin ne doso
because omo no mo represent omo no wa ha no omo akrase Africa do ma bre omo dia adene buy no mo so yemfa nkoma hwan because adene ya dum no enya adwuma almost close to 9 months na me to shop man ma san ba se me baba je tax
tintin
what be that
tintin
ni say wo ho ye de
ya bibia boko pa bibia boko so ye
Wontumi
radio adum bia ho ye Mike say bibia eku
ba se nyame adum bibia e kama na enemu hu kapo ana ada wanya eyi bi wo menhia Asante Man security amu hu kapo
I don't know how dreams are
okay enche mo be hu pictures ni wo Facebook me de ba ko to me Facebook mo be hu say blogger de ma ba na ma ba
bro start here man to man ke bejo
oh sir this year there and
I knew
oh am I funny ni ya here oh Pakubasi I say Pakubasi ya there say van
video no way
I say
evidence way
sir
video
sa na mo de ba sisi
video
sa na mo de ba sisi
e de pa me ensa send ma me e na me say ase ho no na say ko be request where is the video
obi an fan request na so be picture dey obi timi post obi picture na say one miss quote no
it was me can say munsi me so na mo hwe me den
munsi mabo
no munsi me so
me go menshia ba ko bone koko benkum ni nifa nyina wa share space na watch ni say Asante Man colors
Asante o man hwe o
wetimi
menshia police
big hwehwe no ye de hiani big hwehwe no
there be
see ya floor no masa o big hwehwe why
masa bi one floor bi a
Florida we big ben abo kapo asem no mo bese mo kan ko mo wa house na wa
asem ne da ho mo fa to
mo wa house wa ha mo yinu
big ya
mo wa house wa ha wo
why kapo fefra
on se be am ka sa na kire abo bi be ka wa ne fru ntu
ya ko music expert in brother t
wo yamna na fe yemedi nkomo meza ma sha se
ya de ko face bigi akomia ye be mo adisi
akomia kan tro
hey wo rap Messiah
yeyi ayi Peter ka kire akra ne say me anyone who ni pankro
agogo amon prince ana Newton ye nyina ya mai oh you to know say na bigi account who dey help you so ya no wait Unyo hunipa.
Opa. Zeno, na gwa moka kwa abuye nyina o.
Mo stream na.
Miki wa abuye nyina.
Akomia na ba kwaji.
Ya obude abuye nyina o. Esi yonko so a. Esi yonko so a.
Debi ye dia.
Obi ma ne basa o man no asori ofi akonya.
Ya kikiwa
atu se kom.
Kikiwa atwemu.
Atu se akom. Me hu video na se kai akoni pa bolini.
Ayo da you do me ya.
Ah,
e ma do to dia no
woni me vivi baba.
E ma do to dia no hi. Ayo da ta from say ya.
E vivi baba.
Na na akomia wa e di sa. O ya o beta.
Ayo den so na hihye. Ayo den na hihye no.
Ona meka no.
Big you san ka wotena se.
Dabi. Me fa duane wura no ho hintina me satafre metafre ko bato duane. Big from nia e me ya bato se me.
Whoa, my man shouts in from his house.
Passing bia.
Yeah, a few bia come on.
Passing bia. Na one confess my church. Men try.
Mama taxi ne bus. I say ayomba. Ayomba.
Rap Messiah.
Rapa mwako.
Na akwa blogger adwuma yi.
Me say Jaminim
Mon shabede na pese ko sura
ese so de post yen ma mo fa na ni bere o no boa
mon busa video ase
o blogging we
my couldn't say blogging adwuma on be bon pay
it's in design logo ma wa
our pam daily blog
our pam daily
we ma pam daily
we know pam daily which no yeah I think say what a beautiful day for Aston Villa fans.
Wontumi
any omo coach Mipacho big no me onipa yeah what do the mic rara okay yeah we are sure say Aston Villa fans in sorry na no pay momo me ni anije no bechu street so yesterday I saw a video of the Prince of Wales all celebrating the second goal and you could see the excitement and the energy at the end of the day so what to me ehunu ne clubs or more European trophy. Now, in the history of English clubs, 4 teams manage the Champions League and the Europa League. Over here Chelsea, over here Liverpool, over here Manchester United, no over here Aston Villa. Now, you look at these teams and the level of achievement and maybe and you know a kind courtesy of whatever Unai Emery about Aston Villa ababe. Now, whenever there is a victory, there is argument. Whenever there is argument, it depends on maybe a amount for person party A or party B sujina. There have been conversations around say Unai Emery a brilliant manager. And they called bro Aston Villa so. I was go to me born home and coach top clubs nibi. Can they coach obi to say Manchester United a carbonanim? Coach Liverpool a carbonanim because he has proven himself beyond reasonable doubt that he is the man to get you certain results at certain moment. Free so before Aston Villa team, he has not looked back. And now Michelle squad no more used to there were still 7 players on no best Aston Villa muno. Or that's one more started and game. Meaning say what best signing to team but what team improve players do I hold on no more day. No more. And they were team call Spain a cover Pau Torres and about Pau Torres a bench player Aston Villa. And it's quite shocking. She the why Victor Lindelof. And now Victor Lindelof bought as a defensive midfielder. And look at the brilliance. I know they bought that particular game. And Obian will question the quality of coaching Unai Emery at the brainy teams whenever he coaches them. By how life here will be an edge. Obia ne said na bra bo sititi ne baby ofa odidi ye. Wontimi nko di ye ni bi. There's not many at times that you need to change your environment. Obia so can say stay in your comfort zone. But know your level, work towards it, and try and make sure so bet matter a certain stage. It imitate ne kasa ye mu after the game no. Wotie ne nkomo didi na odi ni nyina ya. O se o hetim na ekuta ne sese na. There was mutimi ye no ma ye. Na mmom e was mutimi bo mo modern through stage because o Premier League na o mo target Manchester City any Arsenal. O metimi beat you to the league. No akwa head the Champions League. One mo no mo ni compete because the other time they played in the Champions League, who said the likes of Paris Saint-Germain and your boy no, that was a really close game. Donnarumma and the difference between the two teams. And Paris Saint-Germain and moving to the next round, the Champions League. But this time, I must find a way to get their hands on a European trophy. How does this translate into them competing for the ultimate? I think for Unai Emery Nankasano, or no better than say say yaw. He say team ye kutami ni my year achievement time and say team yake. Ahana normal. I need to challenge myself to competing for the league. Do they have the quality players to compete for the league? Yes. Do they have a coach that can compete for the league? Yes. Now, in the absence of the likes of Pep Guardiola, and no money starting season, you are not about 10 games, no be intimation. Almost boko. They have quality in depth, and it gives you more hope going into next season. I just want to see him do something more than the Europa League. Yeah, what the major? Because Unai Emery, be more than the Europa League. The success story in the Europa League is no doubt. Sevilla, 3 consecutive times. 2013, 2014, 2014, 2015. 2015, 2016, Villarreal, 2020, 2021. Then there's Aston Villa. What a brilliant journey for this coach in the Europa League. But Mihuni said on challenging itself more and more to take Aston Villa to a different level in terms of competing for the league and competing for the Champions League. But it brings you to another beautiful story of the level of achievement that is into coaching nowadays. Meaning, so what's the trend in Asia? Any the way our coaching city call Europe in your mind to turn up. It used to be in favor of the Italians, where they used to dominate world coaching. It is all pekia. Obefa Antonio Conte at a point in time about England or the Chelsea Abeji League. Obefa Carlo Ancelotti, Wakofa Real Madrid or the Real Madrid at the Champions League. Then all of these things will be moving around. Then Mauricio Sarri even comes to England and the Chelsea Abeji Europa League. So the context of Italian coaches and their level of achievement in terms of the coaching job, but in recent times, and new mess is sakakra because already the current trend now. Bibia said the Spanish coaches now sorry so mooding kunimo because when they so check your heading ya obia bo Areola baso. Areola no free for the Basque region in Spain for maka someone your month na dey but oye dey from Spain. Over here bit say Mikel Arteta who has just won the league. Then you go back and look at where he's also coming from. Then you look at somebody like Unai Emery who has won the Europa League. And then the last coach or the UEFA Champions League. Luis Enrique of Spain and Ameboa. So look at the trend and how things are moving. Any the way resource is it equal. Germans in the crowd here, even their biggest club. Oh, who would the FC by American? And your bedroom Nina Befer Humanity or Makoji League. So in the top 5 European leagues, the headlines of coaches are dominated by the Spanish coaches. What are they doing right? Yeah, I think they've grown to a certain extent. Omabejia to himself, football is not played only in one way. They were good with what they do. I do munimi. But I say on almost sure be they accommodate in terms of adapting to leagues, strategies, and even players. And a movie to a different level. A movie to a different stage. And the Champions League fan I but how many coaches in the Nijina bench? And you 2 Spanish coaches. Luis Enrique and Ameboa, only Mikel Arteta. And I'm making sure there is going to be a very good resource for them at the end of the day. And then you're in the Conference League. Balakano coaching of FIFA and yes, Spain. So, how many finalists in European competitions this year? Or 2 or Champions League. Or 1 or Europa League. Or 1 or Conference League. These are the top European tiers. Spaniards dominate. Omo dominate. And it's in the good books, not necessarily in the bad books. And I think we can only see how these young managers, young coaches are almost stepping up into the scene to make sure. And I'm somebody's agitation about the Italian Serie A, say Napoli, Epe, Mauricio Sarri. Then, me who comment you as say, if Italian football wants to come back, omunya rotation na omuya na fibia. Because league na ebon yebebo wi ni say Conte free wana Sarri na aba. Sarri ni free one man Allegri na be fa adwuma no. Iti what's the runabout now? Then jump Piero Gasperani. Omwa na etwa omu wo Syria ni mwa dani omu until recently Simone Inzaghi free system nim. Ana Kivu ebe fa adwuma ni bi. Komwa na etwa omu dani enim omu na. I wouldn't even be surprised. Say at the end of the day, say AC Milan decided say okay omu ni Allegri party ways are. Allegri ba ko fa bi a Juventus bi. Na bi a fast forward, yaba be hunu say bi Antonio Conte asakofa AC Milan. Within the current terrain, whilst the young managers in Italian Serie A are not getting the opportunity to. Obeka Thiago Motta. How many months in the Thiago Motta? Should the number of games Allegri lose? Or can we be say similar to Milan qualify for Champions League? He is part of the reason. Juventus are struggling now. But we see Thiago Motta by after about 6 months, the style of play, no. There be more than a coin. No petite line. Andrew Pello befa adwuma complaints Andrew Pello suja adwuma no one dey call. And the state they find themselves in are really questionable, and it has even affected their national team. And obia ka won komo as compared to the Spanish teams who are giving opportunities to even the young coaches to come into the big terrains and coach. Thiago Motta free go coach whenever. And top European teams is it omo go omo ho animo ase. And this is where I believe coaching in terms of the various federations we used to know them. Dane. Yaw, OBPM Manchester United one of the most important moments of more transitions. The Americans are one of the most important moments of more transitions. The ability to recoup quality players in terms of their midfield. Season where we are Casemiro wakra oko I mean just so Brighton game no odi ano no to nchen Manuel Ugarte bibia che so be free team ni mako. So the realistic option for Manchester United midfield now aka nipa ba akope in the shape of Kobe Menu because na dey be all started Messi Mount deputize Bruno Fernandes but neya Casemiro all be koi ani ehuni say wo ma na Michael Carrick di Messi Mount abehye mfimfin o. Now, which kind of players could come into the Manchester United midfield and do better? But you see, the first thing Obiara wants to say, when a United should go and buy 40, United should go and buy 60. But the thing is, United should be able to recoup midfielders. One, omo first teamers. Two, omo team number first teamers now. Ubeti media bench crop omo quality in depth. Yamfa players omo squad depth to improve a team one. We expect some performing at the highest level. You use first team players to create quality depth when it comes to the squad. Because if you are looking for somebody like Edison, say Edison in your player or first team also for position of Manchester United. You can't move from the signings of somebody like Mbemo and Cunha in attack. Then straight to midfield options say Mueha. So now me can be from the Athletic this morning say United first tier options. Ome obi to say Addison. Ome obi to say Sandro Tonali. Ome obi to say Tchouaméni. These three players, omo say muba ko mo sabetimi aka omo. Realistically, Anderson so ko Nottingham Forest one more probable be 120. So ko obi to say Sandro Tonali dependent on who Newcastle wants to sell first. Because we be actually also Newcastle top players. One about story and they say I feel we realize also on two. Integral Anthony Gordon. By many can you monko for any address and many muya on bet my Anthony Gordon in Napoli. So meaning if they should sell another player even before Tonali, when you go in on bet my job 80-90, then there's Tchouaméni. 50-50. Say Real Madrid under Jose Mourinho, I feel no be assessing the squad. obeja ne so omra emesia kan fama ana so obeyi nani the number tier 2 no ehɔ na Edison mo ne Carlos Baleba mo nya Les Scott mo na omoba Les Scott di ne tie twa na asabo do say anakofo mani abre na mo nye serious
Les Scott
because yawo Les Scott mo ne from mo Manchester United in compete for league now the Les Scott ko league way. Let's be honest with ourselves. If Manchester United are buying midfielders like Anderson, Tonelli, or Trameni, maybe or Befa Edison or Befa Les Scott to be as the third option, you would agree. You would agree. Because in competing for the league title and competing in the Champions League, it's a Champions League in the 8 matches. So, yeah. Imagine say you want to go forward. What could Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, or say Les Scott in a combo midfield? Let's not be deceiving ourselves. The reason why Manchester United scored more than 50% of the goals they scored last season is because they went into the market and they bought quality and experience. Wontumi just have for attack now. Midfield now is it doesn't happen. You can't go for Cunha and Mbemo in terms of looking at the Premier League and the quality they offer to their teams and come back into the midfield, say, oh, signings. Then you'll be looking at players more to me for Manchester United didn't do the next level. Carrick should look at himself in the mirror because this is something that can define Manchester United from a to the following 2 or 3 seasons because I might ignore that particular position for a long period of time. Me Carrick
Benya say.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Carrick will say conversations, and he himself have even said they've had conversations about going into the summer, the players they want to buy, the players they want to bring in, and it's on your money now. So more than a writer, you can't go into the market to go and get midfielders and ignore tier 1. What the tier 2 Mieluba? Now be now be tier 3 be you failed. Get your optimus midfielder, highest quality. Then they can obey me the attack to the aba. And yes, sir, in the Premier League. Then no one who you know omoye wo am from 50 one ya de na. In the Premier League next season, Liverpool are not going to go low. Obian will say this is a shot to win it. In the absence of Guardiola, Obian betru mi kase league no betimi age. Everyone will enforce. So don't think you will sit down and go and use certain players to go and compete and go and win. It won't happen. Football is not magic. Ultimately, yes, have for attack and change your mind in the midfield when going into the second season. And the first season was signings now and you failed. Yeah, you failed.
Okay. Whoa, Madasi, Mesa, new.
Yeah. Me were interest to when I'm in a sources and I'm a person may be a question be asked me a privilege say me what 2 pundits and idea make your opinion because and you may be confusing me pa you may be confusing me game no but my main Paris Saint-Germain story that now you know you see the best moment as a coach a system awareness a system your system you have designed to win no? Your own awareness of the flaws as our system then your opponent to be and about exploit it. And about commerce is also apart from say discuss sports and they analyze by military and wars. Now me American movies and most of the wars no more movies in Ocean 24 Ocean Olympus has fallen and reflecting all some of the wars no more. But people say they create those movies, to test war. No, exactly. No more test more movie. The loopholes. That's what Enrique Ayes is saying. The card in Komobu has said Paris Saint-Germain team no a very, very, very good team, but more some defensive weakness. Now defensive weakness, a self-made defensive weakness because coach now build a system. Yet mostly on the ball. Without a ball, no opponents how do be brain no exploit it. Because I'm more exploit here. You can crab on now all co-opponent and so more. But during occasions of the game, I want press in the final third. Now to me or press to me very press no. The midfield no and in the defensive structure no last line yeah na into me a savage situation no. And come a purely tactical come on a yedi no. So the damage took a crack. you move, you watch the space, you position yourself. You move, you watch the space, you position yourself. And then I damn it, right? But how do you cover the spaces in a move no? Move space, you position yourself. Yeah, those spaces in the better cover. One will line up on a woman. I did very, very beautiful about this game. And I say, where are you? Yes, our fan will decode idea because two different sizes and one bottle. Now, two different sizes and one. Colors in here two pair. Colors in here two, the back air red and the back air black. Now, I show TV, so arrow no yellow, arrow no so back air red and the back air black. Now, for we two, and so I mean, for call Baby Louis Enrique offer Satatica Apoe offer the free 2023 season of the Champions League final. No, Pep Guardiola lineup no. I want to offer free, but our Pekedia solve a problem on the team. Okay, he knows the problem. I thought I beat it, but he's seen it. Yeah, buying for game no. Enrique Saka Koshe.
Because story no was like, oh yeah, sadly the a counter Arsenal for approach, and Babako Crown of Panaya was sports bite and he said. Training of course no stop it draw no. When normally managers need one be good but only or stopping means will be a jai. I'm on a quarter skill ya dinkomo. Okay. Only do it. A casansana draw no sent to us. Naturally, sana training tier. You observe. Nadia and no ideology no en corner. No apostle, no aye. Actually, what demonstrating? Why a remonstration? Actually, and then they will have it. No matter could be. Some of the occasion, grano, as so you play be free haba. Now you for free an article. Then permutations are ahead of the game. But one also all counter. But I'm saying say also a problem in his team. Because what mean counters and attack, not by virtue of their brilliance, but and yet certified and yet established. You don't even know, say, about Trossard and also about Martinelli. Yes. You don't even know, you don't even know, say, I have it a lead line and I say jokers. PSG do be any best. That is the point. But we know Bukayo will be on the left. And I'm saying, so won't mean Cantanas, you will be talking about some of the elements a bit me out, but won't mean any years. But why make us all solve a problem? No, Shadrach Mianco game now, PSG in Madrid. No, buying the boy, no. Only say goal no or share a second goal as the equalizer. No. Let's talk about that. We have best about formation. First leg, Was it the first leg? First leg, you listen. That was the first leg. I feel Shadrach can cover your carry ball. Uncle Baby or carry bone. Shall I say? Once I catch us a PSG team no. Baby Arsenal Benyon no 6 in Obie. You didn't come over with her. Now 6 in Obie no always referee by Yana Vitinha Janachi. Because the coach has built Vitinha on the ball. Now impo and on the ball cry Vitinha won't mean your tackles now. It's not built for blocks and interceptions. John Neves na tackles no. Thank you. But Neves is in the DM. Vitinha in the DM no. Me wa coach no man offensive role so on come market Kimmich so go deep the man buying into okot no ho. So in 10 over no na hono ba bie yaw hwe ref in left hono Olise gina no ba he ref in achi hono Vitinha gina so one he ref in achi pe na forget Vitinha already no Olise won anim ba bi Olise gina na ref in right no o man nje ball no pause so ha na yen san ko back shade bi o ha say mama yaw. Now you know why Arsenal are dangerous outside department. If he speaks to all counter no, why I agree to some extent. To me, say so. Olise no ye Odegaard and Wajibwana say be a easy. Michel. Etienne says they are on TV no too. Say they are no more no. Non for Olise into her, non phase into her. And then you go back to training ground. So why coach no solve a problem? Patch what I say. Okay. Unto on screen too. On for Olise dia no ento a Olise hold Olise before no be bono aha hold Olise wa no ja ozi is so position before be bono so now watch it here what the can say 6 in the position hono I don't know man e ho dia brebia ya na ho ehu I want him to hold on pepe wa baby ediem before we be ball before we born on catch him two no ma me you be call training ground so ne kiakwakowi now he has Olise here into on hold you on high mon say Olise die no now onko chi oncho eze wa high think about this na say be drew an na Vitinha ni ha eze beba
It's a release, but apart from that, I have more clips where you'll be Shadrach and they produce me. It's in I have more clips of buying, and I told you the other day. Game back the Alfonso Davis Beijing on Hannah Alfonso Davis also pass it free. If you remember, I have it on the screen. Fine, I know, but yeah, watch these two scenarios. So the coach is thinking, say, any Vitinha, me man a boafo. Now in coaching principles, you won't mean you BBMP. It's the coach is thinking of double pivot. Now double pivot, or more 4-2-3-1, or about 3-2. Meaning, say, or about stop one of the channels, or my channels 2 in anchor. Okay, ready? We uncle back to the training grounds. So how do you want to say? Uncle training grounds, so no for picture in Amra. So this is it.
Okay.
I'm meaning come out to the black. Black and then what yeah him has said Lucas Beraldo and Elia Zabani. Double pivot no. I'm pair no about benya 4. Kvara, Fabian, Draw, and then Lee Kai. Patriotic in common say. No akwakonya low striker na all lead line.
That is in buy. Where training us there.
It's out for 3 back. Ebe D2 na chine bo formation ni na yi mam black na for 3 be di achiri.
So 3 back.
Yes.
Ewo Zabani mo.
Achi. Ntu be ya na 3 say.
I say 3 2 4 1
1 exactly.
To say the pep the ball in the end.
Now sha Aaron no chere say Louis Enrique be one of the fullbacks and I call 2 ni nyina ntumi nko. Enti do obeja no
Mendes be kwa ma Hakimi aka.
Yami nshrawo. One baby or the Aaron not to know.
Because Hakimi cano Trossard only dangerous. She was Hakimi stay.
Where a purely tactical code come on you know. It was one fullback and I call. But then because I have 4 back into a shifting so about Chiano. Anything Aaron me no a Chiano. No ball in double pivot. Okay, you need to corner home come Vitinha and Anya Boafono. Once a Boafo so then Lucas Hernandez about Vitinha and Chay. It's also a free 2
4 1
4 no a combination of 2 wide midfielders, 2 central midfielders. Wide midfielders no a duel and a Bacola. No Babenya Gonzalo Ramos. What said be a system they build for one striker. Here in Gonzalo Ramos on ha Ibrahim Mbaye. Fakosha lineup num Ousmane Dembele. Ousmane Dembele. And so far no we bought 4 midfielders. We bought Lucas Beraldo, we bought Elia Zabani, we bought Lucas Hernandez and we bought Vitinha. Yow. And come on, the chance me met me predict say obabo Lucas Beraldo and then aka Vitinha. Final no.
Sano João Neves man na on start.
Obabo Neves.
So
but me can shift no.
Matiwas na say 3-4-2 no. Hakimi Pacho Marquinhos
3 back in
3 no.
No pushi
Mendes eko akuka Kwaraskilia ho.
Yes sir. Not the natural center back.
Lucas Hernandez because no speed.
Ana Beraldo no. Lucas Beraldo.
Okay.
Ana Elia Zabani. One of the center back who trias out to Corona ya discuss no. Say be have Vitinha be nya kwan ayi na dwuma na opeso ye no.
Okay. Necessano enye Fabian Ruiz.
No.
No. No.
Fabian Ruiz. Onse man pick it.
Ensanye Warren Za Emery.
And now if you know ya enkomo no kra no hwe ahase enkomo no a lineup no dodo na wo red no say black no.
Yeah.
Han black no Kvara pe ena me hunu so be call red no. Kvara je likely so be call red no. Na Lucas Beraldo.
Okay.
What would you community?
Because we should no be answer was ya.
In Jafanko 2023 Champions League Pep Guardiola dey no. Once how you train for change who decode ya ho be kire. Etin we train training grounds. So on Champions League lineup no share formation maybe for free.
John Stones be can Rodri ho no.
This system is purely for offensive thinking coaches. Into one free back no.
Okay, so me fan say in this case, say the City the another example a goalkeeper Matvey Savanov imposed. Hakimi, Marquinhos, na for wabo Beraldo. No, wabo Pacho. Now when ya Vitinha and Lucas Hernandez.
Yes sir.
Say the wo can no.
Lucas Beraldo no.
Lucas how would be ti we no the Grealish one be to say Mendes cool. Not Kwaraskilia Babe can ayi ho you can say baby at the Branyans no a baby at Dembele do ha
the minute ababon Haaland ho double 8 in hono and a difficult kakra Kwavara so obebo no nchen obebo Kwavara on chain because it has been the case Kwavara no money my inside
no so when they on paper cross him
yeah of course
on paper they baby a girlish jina no dey bia beka say Mendes na fa
Mendes na because of the 3 back in the shape no and this double number 8 no ohwem no use to draw and Fabian Rose e dey no and about so you see Warren and Sani Mayulu and dey and this is what Luis Enrique caught 23 Champions League final makofa or they try say that DM absence na ya na ba on the team no or try say obenya and withdraw yeah game na kwa final no we say everybody would enjoy it, everybody would enjoy the game na babia me stroke kakra ne say e bia na asa and we presentation what's aka say we boost the physique
say adwuma be no
we boost the physique Arsenal I don't think Arsenal will cover more grounds as PSG. But what you say more grounds. Though Arsenal can't run more than PSG, but Arsenal will endure. Arsenal will endure. You to say audience will come born we so you and you know sorry ko who say dey no. Now the abuana say abon so they will have to be resilient. Arsenal be demonstrate that. Una Emery situation no. Me share openly. Can we say we're close to maybe a Pep Guardiola and a club ujina? Oh, you man on them say derby. But the guy has won 5 Europa League titles. But conversation will be some person like to me say club or Europe back or Liverpool or back or no Germany club and back or actually back or Germany club. So on the Dortmund
league.
So no Champions League.
Dortmund, yeah.
And also referee.
There be no share no.
Buy share no. Oko
Liverpool no call. Liverpool dey so call 3.
So or you back then we are 5. Now back runners up cry. Say Emery or say runners up back.
Emery so Odru the Champions League one of you also boss semi-final.
Maybe can Europa
2021.
Europe will do final on Chelsea.
So another runners up back.
Yeah.
But on financial conversation about be a club which I didn't hear.
Europa.
But Europe.
Say Europe no creme de la creme no.
Me share the lineup no. And reflecting what the competition is. And no see about me team say any say you call back to the conference list like a crap. And who here say because squad na Villa the ball fine. Look, obi also do football biano. Opa ye credit I test here. Freiburg lineup for the ball game no I test here. Ya o dey test here. Ya no pay test here. Because
before the game no be him say Aston Villa be fa.
O share squad ni nyina akwa players are technically as a more limitation be hitting the top tier seal no. Also listen no Crystal Palace until say a fan about soro. And until the man focus say no was so between about top club eze. But the better say Adama Traore yaw. Be no between the convince me say Adama Traore the technical ceiling and premier. Who Adama Traore America? Wolves Adama Traore. Or speed, or energy, or physique, he has pace, or ball carrying in the final third, only decision making, only finishing. Or your attacker. Big club will be never for such a profile. So, Europa League in the I think say a befitted certain players are more the second class. And naturally so, sana competition but Unai Emery, yaw, and come on upon 10. We know be on funny major baby away mujano, 100%. The same thing I told Diego Simeone no. Also Simeone say on the Champions League in share. Other than that, hegemony boy obe creative or Europa League piano. You can say a saba performance.
Okay, wow, me da senior. I want say Mikel Merino. And so a training kakra your name Mikel Arteta o. I'm gonna training to say be a final no me have so ya na or den be Mike. Bre.
Fancy me da say my mention say word baby a new ediwie no. It's Emery an elite manager. I think say to answer this, let's be a bit academic. Na yem fa we from batan ho kakra. Who is an elite manager or what makes an elite manager? there were certain parameters I share near say ampa you where the was through hobby. It's like who is a top analyst and now when a top sports host and a top foreign news presenter. Yeah, what the share stage in so can. So you must not just win trophies, but how consistent and competent you can be within a certain time frame in terms of winning trophies. 2, giving a certain club an identity that transforms, not just an identity. Oh, met me at Rose, Mombo Bonnie say me penisa. They say Roberto Di Zabi the enemy. Oh, or Brighton or Mobo. Or what I say or Mobo, you don't have a space. You have a bit me a bobo lefe. But you give an identity to a club that transforms, like the Pep Abeye, or Manchester City. What Pep did, or Barcelona. That is giving an identity a transformative. It will generate success eventually. And also parameters in Hubi. Again, manager Nankasane and a personality. Anyhow, he is able to bridge the gap between clubs or Befa and the clubs at Wasro. Especially as a club in Israel. Meha Meninka. Pep Befa Man City no. City were like a 4th ranked club in England. All those are no Magic League Nibida. But now, City are either the top club in England or within the top 2. So, Wapeja team no at the Akodru stage be. And that is what elite managers do. So, in the context of what Emery has done with Aston Villa, does he qualify to be regarded as an elite manager? And my answer is yes. Now, Emery was appointed somewhere October 2022. Sir Shadrach Mobe Boamia, I think let me send this. Aston Villa for Emery, no, they came out with a publication on their website. Shadrach Media send us when you fatu sumame. And the publication reads, Aston Villa is delighted to announce the appointment of Unai Emery as the club's new head coach. And at their screen is, Unai joins from Villarreal, whom he had led to Europa League success by beating Manchester United in the final in 2021, as well as the semi-finals of the Champions League last season. And in fact, in that Champions League season, Bayern and Liverpool and the Villarreal Fimu and Liverpool co-final Nicosia Madrid. A highly experienced top-level coach who has managed over 900 games, Unai has also had previously managed in the Premier League during a spell with Arsenal, leading the Gunners to a Europa League final. Direction in Nama. He has also enjoyed notable success at Sevilla and at Paris Saint-Germain. In Seville, he won 3 successive Europa League titles between 2013 and 2016 before going on to lift a Ligue 1 championship in France, as well as 2 French Cups, 2 French League Cups, and 2 Trophées de Champion. Unai will take over from November 1st after his work permit formalities are completed. The Omocho Wahebiano. Aston Villa did not state, oh, he's a coach who plays this type of football. Technically, he will advance us here. They spoke to the success of Unai Emery. And they were moving on from an English football legend in Steven Gerrard. So from Gerrard, they were bringing on board Unai Emery. But story on their website about the success, the achievement of Emery. So what is the thinking here? Emery, the 8 year didn't buy and say, Wajiwe. So everywhere he goes, he wins. Aston Villa needed to transition from one point to the other. At time Emery Befa club, it was an Aston Villa club that had not spent 10 seasons our league. They had gone on relegation. Dean Smith at Daroma, they came back. It was a club still struggling to find their feet. No Makofa Monkey from Sevilla as a sporting director Monfanembra. And one of the decisions Monkey took was to bring a manager who would transform the status of the club. Now Emery Bayern, in less than 4 years, Aston Villa will be playing in the Champions League how many times? 2. If you cried, Omokwa could do knockout stage. PSG in the year
that was the quarter final.
Exactly. Now they have qualified again. In Europe, they have won their first major European trophy since 1982.
44 years.
Exactly. And the Omo trophy ne hono. Abim. Okay, so he's a top manager. We need to upgrade. I will say upscale a level no. Ye Aston Villa you form you will be 10, 11, 12 position. By a person from 6 who the top 6 in England, then we need a manager who can do that. But not just that. A manager who can also achieve tangible success. And it's their first major trophy in 44 years. And that is what elite managers do. Emery Nankasa Uji Aston Villa free Kobonim Kakra. Baby, our corner so dear like the Aston Villa website told us. Villarreal had not won a major trophy before. He gave it to them. Villarreal were the also runs in Spain. He made them a regular in the Champions League. They said, yes, Simeone, Ayama Atletico Madrid, no. So, Villarreal no one Sevilla and Vienna Kofane by. But Kakra no, yeah, no. He cemented a certain status for them and left a certain background for them. Oja Hono, Villarreal, and you win from Kra. Out of 4 seasons in Europe, they have played 2 or 3 of them in the Champions League. This is almost about Champions League. So he laid the foundation. He gave them a certain identity. Identity and style of playing, but also the make of the team or the build or the frame of the team. Villarreal were not considered. And they are now making consistent Champions League appearances. Last season, no boy. Next season, no Swabo. Aston Villa, last 2 seasons they played in the Europa League, Champions League. This season they are playing in the Europa League. Next season, Obo Champions League. Before Emery, Bebana almost story Europe to saying. So he's had a transformative effect on the team. And that is what elite managers do consistently. So everywhere he's gone to, even PSG, almost 1 year successful, no. He won something. So everywhere Emery goes to, he wins something. It was some of the clubs that can platform and give him that. And that club will be an amount winning. And then 2, every club he goes to, he transforms their identity into one that can challenge the status quo. And the year can say, Aston Villa beat Liverpool to qualify outright for the Champions League. What challenges status quo, no?
And some Europe and crowd and a bad direction.
Yeah. You upset the rhythm. Atletico Madrid, Simeone, we upset the rhythm in Spain. What G League nimu. So yes, he's an elite manager, but I am Fuchidie Ebidi. Like we have royalty. Yawa hinie and yawa hinie. And ya hinie ni na yepe. Intini yawa on my hen and yawo dikro. So in the elite manager bracket and our pyramid, no, Emery will not be at the same level, and now he will not be linear to Pep Guardiola. Omo was through. They are super elite managers like Alex Ferguson, mo. But there was a coach here. Orem into elite manager status, Emery has done it. So he can be considered an elite manager. But he is not a super elite manager. But again, find your niche and carve your niche. Say a wo se brabekum osnoa. Sabi won prepare hu kusie hu nkonkopra. Emery ne level or one. It will be difficult for him to be like Pep. Pep Modiana, it starts right from the get-go. You see the signs. You knew Mourinho was a special coach. Right from the time I'm not translating my Vanga or Barcelona. Yes. You knew there was something special about him.
Wontumi.
So, super elite coaches, it starts from almost starting point. You see the signs. Ancelotti was assistant coach to Arrigo Sacchi. 1994 World Cup with the Italian national team, you saw that there was greatness coming. Signs, you know. Unfortunately, baby Emery do know. It will be difficult to reach Pep more level. It will be difficult.
So Glorious start to say shifted the Champions League once and so.
No, you see what Pep Mayeno was it is not just the winning.
No, yeah. Like from day one, exactly. And I've also the say be a jouer fan B.
Even Klopp.
Others even learn from them.
Excuse me.
That's right.
Even Klopp. I dare say Klopp and Ben Pep more level. He's Okas and Ben it is too high.
Okay.
Klopp and Drew Pep level, Bao Ben.
Okay.
Klopp is not the same as Pep.
Okay.
But Klopp is an elite manager. What you say? Alex Ferguson. Klopp is not the same as Ferguson. Ferguson's dominance established a dynasty, one that has not been replicated in any major top 5 European league. So, but Klopp was a bracket in him. But I unfortunately be the BH sanity. So Emery can never be like Pep. He can never be like Ferguson. But he's still considered an elite manager. To say the Abuasre wawashe no ho a wawini nibuo no. Nibuo na wawini say Europa League no. Misu me Jimmy Dean wo ho Macau. And one Macau. You get it. Inti me ha me ho kra na ma be challenge. Say straight ahead and me Pep mobile be bo part to part onto me. Ba baby owo no wa pagya ne ho adu stage bi a so wotwa weni hwe ase ho ben ntu me pagya no kosoro. He's close to omo so he's an elite manager. It ends there. Now we am come and ndra me pese me nudi about why Arsenal their title celebrations are worth it and how they can sustain this level of celebrations almost every year for the next 5 years. The Premier League landscape is changing. So I share the trend now. Managers are leaving. Marco Silva will be joining Benfica. Andoni Raiola, brilliant season with Bournemouth. We don't know where he'll be heading, but he will be exiting Bournemouth. It's been cemented. Pep is leaving. The tenure of Premier League managers near the longest serving managers in the league. Now, the landscape in terms of coaching. The team Ebeji League no dominating league now. I have now longevity and so count it. Longevity it comes with experience. Pep Guardiola is currently the longest serving manager in the Premier League as at May 2026. 9 years and 10 months since he's been at the helms of affairs for Man City. The next is Mikel Arteta. And who did Arteta learn from Pep? Pep has a certain mentality. Winning once is not enough. You win and win again. Some mentality, some mindset, no. And Arteta it develop or the abas now. So it is a never giving up mindset. Even if we don't win, we will bounce back. But if we win, we will try and win again. Tiano me buy no. Me can say if Arsenal devises the right strategy, now Omoya smart enough, they will dominate the league in the 5-year period. No, Omanje Krano met Nyajemiensa. When Pep leaves, check it. The list of managers are Omoya close to Arteta's years. It will be Emery.
Yeah, and Marco Silva.
Silva na ko Portugal. Omo wase ho ni na ana slot. Afei no be prayer kwa the 3rd year. And we don't even know so be to us who say on to us who Chelsea have a new coach. Manchester United Michael Carrick afei no be full-term opportunity to do the job. So in the first full season, you don't know what will become of Michael Carrick or Man U. It could be that good, and as things could take a different turn. So the dynamics means that the top 6 teams in a traditional top 6, there is uncertainty around omo teams. No one, omo planning, omo squad in VA. 2, omo coaches in any experience omo no. It does not measure to what Arteta has. So Arsenal will have a manager who will be the longest serving in the league and a manager who has experience of winning the league again. Liverpool benya an experience in terms of manager wadi league ni bida, but in terms of longevity and a slot any Premier League nim and sing Arteta the way huno. And I keep saying this, but we learn more from losing than winning. All the periods Arsenal did not win, and that experience lessons it will guide them in trying to mount a title defense. And as what the one and they say, he's not lost a league title in England before. This season, in fact, the Anaslot or Twaso Obesuano, a bad doors once in the Oceania last season.
True.
Last season, not G League, he will not learn more than he will learn this season at Liverpool. Offer Arsenal squad Nibio now sha. Fancy, they are the ripe age. Omo ages no, the ripe age. Age or man mature anesa. And then that's no. Only 4 Arsenal players. And omo bro 30 years. Ebumi any goalkeepers. A goalkeeper do 30 years and yebone. Because omo said they can even go to 36. Manonaya is 38. David Raya is 30 years. Ni pick Muanu Rano. And in the playing body, Christian Norgard is the oldest player, or 32 years. And Alejandro Trossard, 31. The rest of the Arsenal squad are within their prime years. You can't prime years, football from 24 years to 29 years. And the peak years will be to me football. And a lot of these Arsenal players are within that bracket. More average age is 26.3. And this is the ripe age to dominate. Go and check Man City. Abroad more dominating league, check the average age of their squad and then the respective ages of the players. A beer national Irano, and they have approached this squad at the right time. Chelsea, we don't know what happened to their squad. Chelsea were a young squad there, but you name the ABC. And the Warriors also players because Spain could play tennis.
Yeah, there
were other intentions behind it. Clubs scatter. So it means Arsenal they have the right materials to achieve sustained success, and it's only a matter of time. At times it's so easy and simple to say they're marking, but in reality putting it into practice but I believe they have the expertise and then they have the experience to navigate the path and get there.
Whoa, Mate, me not say. Shara kuma me na ya wada ye ba ye wo house so. Na fe ya ba be hwe city wo ayi se me bra wo nations for there no. I serious we was kwan bia so ye hwe ho. Wo ye ba wo house so e feed ye no new.
Yo. What cup no there basically a Brenner do answer. So obi preparation awon ye bia no do time okay kan ho say opportunity or fast and quicker. Now the friendly game in Mexico kwakuboy. Minim how set up no beko, but I want to make one point here. Say I'm funny serious yeah, I'm funny serious. The most funny thing about this whole World Cup and they say because a festival I kind of 4 years in Intino. Ama unya opportunity so ko apart from say opportunity yeah now so who say a big privilege at the man of mine the exposure and its whole attachment. It is a whole World Cup no bia yeah now when you're ready na hajene when you're ready na hajene. But 2006 2010 2014 2022 World Cups I call phone in no they met me akasa ye one of the poorest squads echo away poorest squads, squad after squad after squad after squad after squad. The squad in Gina ye individually Europe by collection. Fear, yeah, you don't see the quality. There's no visible quality. Now, I did be a beat me imagination pass say your countries be brea. I rely so much on young players, but it feels like we are not ready. Most of the national teams pa na me hu kra be bre wo no mani age. No mani age. Because globally we are at a junction, your transitional point. One year man wants to recognize that you will still be stuck to the past. France national team no patch again Free Lions Argentina most of the big boys in the young but check on friendly games young squad no opportunity they are reflecting the picture said the future has to be drawn but they are missing who say one calf and make you draw no say you call East Africa next year no so me busa want to say look World Cup no crown we haven't even gotten a platform yet because the platform you World Cup platform no the environment for the Blasters are ye ni mu no squad we pa na ko mu hia moa squad we pa na mu hia o man backing squad we na ko mu hia unity but squad we and a squad o man ye nyina mu ache yo oba appointed Jan oba appointed Rihanna oba appointed Kwame Eugene Popstar oba appointed Fancy oba appointed Akon oba appointed Blacko obi aba appointed be appointed no game ni fruma e field ni so dope nation be boka kalika be yedo be bia me say field ni so
Only
90 minutes you don't forget this 90 you be bia ya dia won chen so if much energy is invested in chen there no na field no so na nkoya it would have a deeper repercussion on next year 2027 because oko tournament ba players in deserve omutrim se komuko be yan from no ya na mo hwehwe mo ho Yanko World Cup ni o World Cup qualifies. What the admit no World Cup stage then straight qualifies. And look, Inaki do honest those players na young home higher ne do my friend. Ya na nyom na qualifies no. You free World Cup stage no so I ba qualifies ya. One time masra fi na sra ne say ma omon fa World Cup no ko an show mutim. We are at a junction. It's like a squad there they call World Cup no mu be 90%. What the faces are representing next year or AFCON. But we are pretending like we have a team. We are pretending. But say I can't say no. A brebebo. A guy in your body and I said, you bet. I say calendar and kind of create. They kind of create soon anyhow. A sumba who's an echo, a high who's an echo. World Cup no, your bubble on the field, so Omonfani money agro. Ghanaians will have time for them. The impressive cases they say, yes, squad, no, we are not in a prime position. Omemani maybe are preoccupied. When you're scouting, deeper scouting on the squad.
Because I grow mountain and so we are
Yawason. Aso. Born a botia South Korea, born a botia Portugal, born a botia Uruguay. Now, so you free group in the we need to do extra. Work up and more be Work up and more be. And lo and behold, we don't have the players. Currently, more Europe, more bossa. Check your players. Because in the player back me dada bia me general hoya semenyo. Semenyo Ghana for we dinner team bruta.
So why?
So because we be an referee. Ghana for so jina semenyo sutu. The football kwa ko do no. I resource. Semenya how many games for Ghana? How many goals for Russia? Semenya call 40 games. O boy 33 games. I say. Russia me inside the Ghana 3 goals. Na the idea time the idea be na make fast. Na me dey no see no. The idea time the idea say Carlos Queiroz would have to find a system to get the best out of Semenyo. Semenyo no. Na ho akoya homete because of the Pep afana akoya ni say no. The last 2 goals I watched for Man City. Check how I share goals, and pick goals or share Bournemouth. And before the last 2 goals, how I share those goals, it would give you a lot of information about Semenyani profile and how to fix him in the Blasters. Other than that, what did you top will be free? Oban was 11 in China, as some man will be out in the game to be far. He has to have that freedom of engaging into the box. Man will be almost a box in be. Until Haaland nyakwa massive and your baby no. Semenyo Haaland here 9.
Yeah.
He is supposed to be fed. But the system requires Semenyo to also score and have spaces around the box. But that space is Semenyo free no one ever. So somebody has to create that space. It's what man in 9. I don't never boy that far. one create a formation be get the best out of him. Now Oman just another rower. At the beginning start to say he is our best player. And so we will forget say somebody has to systemize the player, get the best out of him. Somebody has to give him a role for him to perform. And you wow now do now the Abasa national team. Somebody has to fix you in there. What your body is so body by. So you blast and a juma home. And now the pay report says Salisu won't work up be. Kudus or doubt. Salisu won't work up be the major headache a partner for Juku. Say Bogan and Nibia Kadia can facet and co partner Juku. But a certified partner, ya we am show our TV. And you're gonna be as a Freddie Bay. Not just any centre back. And none of the boys has so far proven it. Say, wait a minute, Juku partner. Love no so I cause me say a World Cup stage every mistake a punishable. And then Ronaldo didn't say good in na kibe fa ball the free keeper no. Okay. Diogo Costa ye mistake like in na kibe we ball no. Come on panic to Ronaldo so no didn't say good every mistake a punishable. The same game in na no to ampa ho na kudu so make ball na every mistake yamfa backline structure yes solid. Ye ni ba ko gu asere a oni aba. Ye ba me since so na beka qualifies no enu sa coach ne ko pa cho sa ase wo se ne asa ka ne mafra because an ko yo ma coach ne ntra we ne say qualifies no yes abe hunu nsu no yes abe hihye no fofo we are not in a proper position right now ya nyere ho World Cup ya ni ba ko gu ase ya nyere ho ya ni be ko gu ase ya hwe ya ni ba ko gu ase
oh
interesting discussions, and I think the friendly match be born in Yamia to my Saturday matching. A better players on many opportunity akwa but then I think from the French league, Omo bought a playoff between OGC Nice and Saint-Etienne. Now the data FIFA Ediamase. Every single club should be able to release their players here. I think in around May 25th. Now, me should dinner now. That means a be my blaster and a be subeba. Because my cock who Augustin Boachi din wom say Leicester. Very likely so Wontumi mo game ni being fama Saint-Etienne. My cock who could you but with the exception of Salis, our non bomb it for the OGC Nice and the Dini meaning say. Black Stars call up, no, he's not anywhere around it. But the preparation towards the World Cup is subjected towards the inclusion of certain key players, which I've already stated. Say, the core part of this Black Star team, kakrebi ni position, kakrebi ni to abasani na nye dibi ababishishim. Because whatever we would do, me I foresee say Joseph Aman, Benjamin Asare, Lawrence Atizigi. Your first three choices are World Cup as goalkeepers. Only right back now. Unless Carlos Cruz in and is a Calibranchi or the new different position. Calibranchi will be there. Or no cranning you want crana, Ali do say do. Jikube Jinetiro hobby. There are a lot of things we can't change around this team, except some few positions. Which to me, I believe that is what the FA is really looking towards. To our key position back. The left centre back, the Bobo as a left centre back. Which to me, I don't think we even have a major issue in that position. Because you were Jerome Opoku and Amewa. And any of the women so the left centre back position, the Crampo there, the asterisk beton say it's not something I want to see Timmy and move about. But if Carlos Cruz is going into this World Cup, oh, be a Tianum be a name the kind of formation Carlos Cruz wants to play. Coach I have formed in the Black Stars in recent setup. For Tuado, everybody knows is a on uniformation or type paper 4-3-3 and I said 3 back. Before Tuado, whoever was the coach of the Black Stars, in the shape of Tuado, they call World Cup by my Christuti, but for no BMZ Christuti formation or type paper, I had the 4-2-3-1. And I'm a the 4-2-3-1 and the raising questions about when a boy a 10, when a boy a right wing. na me debate about Mohamed Kudus the favorite and the best position power team me day and ye di hun komo now under color squares if you look at the teams our coachy formations me are very key 1-4-4-2 2-4-2-3-1 and the variation can come in with a 4-3-3 to the extreme say be obekọ bi opeso defend and obetima corner 5 back but so team nim dia say you call with the 4-2-3-1 and I call with the 4-4-2 when the ball 10 when the ball say when issues no and raise a lot of concerns around Mohamed Kudus fitness prior to the World Cup because etiam wa yedi nkomoni nyina no yes Mohamed Kudus wakopra so I said we say onye no crediting nyame there has not been any official communique from Tottenham Hotspur so akoye Cedric and amewa Black Stars are my official communique so akoye Cedric we are all in the dark but my big issue with whatever and how we are handling Mohamed Kudus me come kwadia yaw if Kudus is not made to be fit as early as possible mama boy ne money and fanning ko AFCON and relax it because you koye bi o AFCON o your boy first game we na was Kudus ye me any man be was second game against Egypt oba e obo 2 goals ya na Kudus akọ bench third game ya ni Mozambique mu ye den Kudus ba obo bi ya she 2 na Kudus akọ frim World Cup with Marco Jana. Oh, let's be honest with ourselves. World Cup with Marco Jana.
Oh, they say they won't count.
Who's the count? I Jana. I don't know about my boy ni Healy. Fully. The boy too is also pushing to be at the World Cup at the expense of Onusuni injury. That is his own choice. But the broader view about such kind of players, you know, and how they commit themselves, you know, it would be a no one dream one more than no kakra. No one dream one more than no kakra. No one dream. But you see, BBH say you be part of the team. Ebi ebe look sure the NB.
Oh, ne fitter. Many sure say you because will be available. And
you see, also the excitement and your World Cup bonnet de bano. You see, can't mean to. What must say? Every single player wants to be at the World Cup. This morning, we also heard news about Neymar. Send a calf. But we are there Neymar World Cup. No, say Pania Crown or be walk around. Or be what they are called. But all these are 2 players in the two saying, Neymar this say. Probably this could be Neymar's last World Cup. And I'm a boy. Mohamed Kudus be 23, 24. I'm not checking married. You look at the age, then you could see say no, this is a player that has the prospect of playing even in another World Cup. And be in the face of the 25. So in the next 4 years, Oba was say 29, and I'm a boy out. You could be the leader of the new generation going into that. Because Oba World Cup first one, it was impressive. By Prana Seminole, the way Omusiti treating, I only hope and pray that in the long term, it affect Akodano. Empire Meboano. Say in the long term, it will affect Akodano. And manenko for issues being found day. And Famba. We saw how certain things happen when it drew maybe not my Ecclesian ain't me Bob Black Star ni bi na man for so washeda. Pana mi wa prana aggravate a shemwa bedroom pempenso a oba enye. Do I want Kudus to be there? Yes. Will I be happy say Kudus is part of the Black Stars team? Yes. Or a player you hear no walk up and yes. Yeah. But I think the bigger picture needs to be looked at. Yentinase, yes, maybe the likes of Augustine Boachimone and other boys in the opportunity. I would love to see how they play in it. You see, this weekend. Yeah, about the last round of the Ghana Premier League. Na tension wumba, especially beneath there. Interesting to see the kind of referees that will be appointed for these games. Young Apostle Samatex, Korokoswedru All Blacks, Nations FC Karela. Videos of Ohobe say, TV coverage be say. Because ya bullying nedrum pepenswa, me sure say every single person will be willing to watch the last part of it and be sure. Because fix your ball nations game the way what is say obine refi bi nyantokwa fa nations FC game no mo boy no. What
no me nya bibia sa.
Ana uhwe game ni dia whoever raises issues about a game omo ni say ya temper with it. Ana gidi ni to say. So imagine this game was not on TV.
Wontumi.
Maybe I got say Nations FC goalkeeper Barui Aboboache. Nations FC goalkeeper Asako bo penalty. Asako yede ako to actually. What will be the conversation if it was not on TV?
Yeah. Mama material can I say?
So for the good integrity of the league. Last games we party. We should put in a lot of efforts to see these games. As a league decided every league decided that you better make games winner. You give na you be paid a trophy na, and as I was in the then you can move to songs are switching to winner. You be paid no be able oh true, media league champions. By already you more weekend we know. You ma besi sino. You ma besi sino.
Two games in the mirror base my life. Because make sure some matches in the mirror now so say you be born simultaneously.
Yes. And I think say even if 3 games crown say 2 bit my na ba quiet petty feats like a woman and yes a full match. Then you would understand say it will help because I think for now Max TV and TV3 in the Ghana Premier League obia the machines in the court maybe another for no production no mumi no for feed no but only you one match be media money has coronation now every weekend when a man for this should be bahana
I say we are on to be now videos the abane I say okay sir
ya obinya na baseke we am fa videos ama
Mike
Fancy league ne ba be I choose to celebrate the Obeje League I have another one on Augustine Okra but a real league now then we'll do that. It's a time omo ayenko Shadrack me dey we be asendo I did a statistical analysis on Mediama and why more consistency has paid off and why they deserve to become the league winners. In the end of that, Mediama FC the most consistent and then the most complete. Fancy, you bought 33 match weeks. Our Ghana Premier League name. 24 out of the 33 match weeks, Mediama has been top of the table. 33 match weeks, Emu 9 pet ni ebowie ya na Mediama endasro. Eno no clubs miensa no mo che 9 no. Ana Mediama nenko afa mu 24 said they were the top team at the end of such match days.
Very impressive.
Yes. That is top level consistency.
Wontumi.
Again, 3 clubs are kano Heart of Lions week 3 and week 4 but we no mo that table in the show. And they were in the conversation so and you bet me agi league ni bi. Diana FC almost week 8, week 9, week 11, week 14 and 15. No mo that's true. And then Gold Stars week 26 and week 28 at the end of the campaign no mo that's true. These 3 clubs mounted challenges at various stages in the season. Nansu Mediama was able to overcome a momentum of Magadano and Mediama dominated with 24 weeks or match weeks at the top of the Ghana Premier League table out of 33. You bought where we are, match week 34 we are, they will still be at the top. Until can create 25 out of 34. Fancy, this is total dominance. Total dominance. Consistency unbridled. But let's break it down further. Check it way now infographic net that's now. They have the most wins this season. Omo was 17. And Ocheke fewest defeat, Omo 5, which is the best in the league. Again, goals scored, Omashe 50, the best in the league. Goals considered year 24, the 4th best record in the league. Clean sheet dodo Omo 15, the 5th best in the league. So a yard of assessment. No I say top five for the Amaki Kenya. For most wins, Omo second ranked, Omo 17. For fewest defeat, Omo the number 1, Omo 5. Most goals number 1. Fewest goals conceded number 4. And then clean sheet number 5.
I say statistically, I'm say numbers bad.
Exactly, the most dominant team. They were in the top 5 in almost every metric. This core team in terms of league placement and the league performance. Now, Mediama, the most consistent and then the most complete. How do they become complete? Fancy, there is an even distribution of goals scored amongst Mediama players. So this season, Mediama used 30 players. Emu 18 I shall go at least once at the Amomu in the league. Yes. Clubs ni na the any players I shall go do 14, 15. Mediama 18 different players scored for them this season in the Ghana Premier League. And if you check, the only team on Mediama shares our record with A Vision FC. When you have a team that has goals coming from various positions and different players, it signals completeness. Now, so a team is heavily dependent on a certain attack and also a certain player, but evenly spread across. Exactly. The top scoring Mediama player, he's a midfielder, Salim Adams. But the rest goes on Chafra. And that is by Ibrahim Tanko's coaching and the ability to bring the best out of the other players to make sure say, they are producing goals. So if they are the top scoring team in the league by scoring 50 goals, it is because there is not a high dependency on one player or one department of the team. Almost every player is able to contribute their quota and help the team to progress. Again, what is the big picture? The big picture, and say Mediama has been consistent at the top. They have a firepower in attack, discipline in defense, and no more goals from all over the squad. And this is the winning formula that delivered Mediama almost second Premier League title. Now it has created a trend, and the trend is what? In the past 4 seasons, and now the league has always been our Western region. Mediama and JB.
Wontumi.
Okoye Samatters Beje. Gold Stars Beje, Mediama has won again. The best comes from the West picture now. It is clearly painted by these teams, but check the status or the nature of these teams. A clear departure from the old traditional Western regional football clubs like Sekondi Azakes and Sekondi 11 Wise, or Takwa United, or Oko way back Prestia Mindstars. These teams embody a different location. First Nanka Premier League Nijina. Sekondi. Now Atreko Takwa. Atreko Samaboy. Atreko Bibieni. What does it mean? Football dynamics around clubs Ghana Asisa. And the Western clubs who are dominating, and your typical traditional Western clubs. Again, if you're a traditional club, you are an old club, our history. So one year you can fade into oblivion. And then there will be new clubs that will emerge, even from the hinterlands. And your footballer, and Kadodwana and Tukwa and Kosama boy, some more ball. But they used to play football there. Some others in 1996 in the buy. How many people traveled there almost every other weekend to go and watch football matches? Now the Premier League has changed. And some others buy in Wabeji League Nibi. Gold Stars Waji League Nibi after entering into Ghana's top flight. Mediama Waji Mienu. If you want to spread it,
Wontumi.
Uyefi Western Regional, Ediana has won the league before. Brekum Chelsea has won the league before. Obuasi Gophers Achi League ni before. These clubs have dominated the league. In the last decade or in the last 2 decades, more than the Hearts ne Kotoko no aye. But if your last 2 decades ne the Hearts baby because they were winning in the 2000s. But we feel 2010 day bar. Clearly you see the picture. From 2010 to 2026. Clubs no Magic League no. Omo doors say ye traditional clubs na ye ji omudi no. A paradigm shift. And that is one other focus of the Ghana Premier League for this season. Or the away season, I will do a thorough review and look at where the trend is going. But I have a proposal. Minyayanka FA Cup now would be our confederation. And yes, the top 2 in the Ghana Premier League will go to Africa. And they said you did first the Champions League. You did second the Confederation Cup.
The FA Cup no be share.
FA Cup ye jai bokakra. Ye sana. It will make the league more competitive.
Mate we another day. Mate wo yene akosu adua ya yema me kosu adua power specialist herbal hospital enim komo na menu asa wo ho ye de.